I've checked. Right.
Okay. Is up.
Okay. Well, here we are. What was that guy's name I was talking to?
Paul.
Oh, okay.
Paul. Sorry. I sorry to interrupt you there. I just got stuck and I thought, well, I'd rather do it before the vigil ends. If that makes sense. I hope so. It's live and it was live before, but the chat should be up. So if you can see this, please mention something in the chat, if that's possible. Should come up. Anyway.
Fight for trans rights. Don't give in to bigotry. Ignore the Nazis opposite. Excuse me. That's slander, by the way. That's slander. No, it's not. This is information. You actually slander my character. It's called Nazis, yeah? It's called freedom of speech. Okay. Don't fall for an extreme right-wing fascist. Oh, the right-wing. Oh, I said left-wing, the right-wing. Both parts of the same bird, mate.
So, I'm going to just welcome you all again to this the second Bournemouth Vigil. We never had a problem the first one, but today we do. Look, there we go, flag-waving buffoons. But just been called fascists and all sorts because, hello, because some people have got too much time on their hands. So for some reason they came over to the table earlier and because of our information called us homophobic. So I'm trying to look,
Nazis.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for some homophobic material here.
Oh yeah, let's have a look.
To tell me please, anybody who can find some
Draw your attention to this
homophobic.
This leaflet here?
Yeah, that's homophobic, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is that homophobic?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Why? Where does it say we're homophobic?
What you're doing here is you are
Okay.
demonising
Okay.
drag.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So okay. So let's just pretend. All right. So let's. So okay. So
you asked me a question.
Well, you are attacking children, by the way, because you're teaching them it's okay to question their sexuality when they're about 3.
It is okay
Yeah.
to
No, it's
question
not.
if
It's not at all.
always
No, it's not.
okay.
They're not little adults.
Okay.
Children are not little. Let me finish my point.
I'm listening.
Good.
I am actively
Children are not small adults. So don't confuse them for once. Okay? They're little children. They're not small adults. Do you get it? So they can't think like adults. No, you may not speak, because I'm not finished, okay? No, you're dying to interrupt me, but try and calm down a little bit.
Of course, you're
Calm down.
coming at me with a lot of aggression.
I'm not. I'm coming at you with exactly the aggression that you lot came at us when you shouted at us
I haven't
earlier.
come at you with any aggression.
Do you want to look back on my recording?
I understand.
I'll show you.
I understand that some
I've got proof here of your aggression when you came in. We've got witnesses all around you. So whilst you're standing there in your weird, strange, wannabe, I don't know, where'd you go with that? With those things. I normally go to bed with them, but anyway. Was that bedophobic? Was that pajama-phobic? Oh, I'm not finished yet. It's a rhetorical question.
I feel like I'm going to stand here all day.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep you here all day. Until you leave this table, I'm going to keep you here all day.
Then I would suggest that you look.
Yeah, we'll look like you instead of looking like us.
Can't hear
Yeah.
criticism. They can't hear any sort of.
Oh, I can handle criticism, but I can't handle
anger.
I can't handle disruption. Disruption. You were disrupting. No, but thank you. And we've been trying to disengage with you.
What agenda are they actually going to school to teach? They're not going in there just have a laugh. What's what they're teaching the kids? They're teaching children that you're at what age? Any age. Any age. So 6 months.
Anyway, I'm going to move away from there. So, welcome to today's second vigil in Bournemouth. And something has happened today that happened when we did some demos, our last demos that we did in Bournemouth a year or so ago, is that when we started talking about things that involve human rights, like this, there was a sort of almost like a counter demo. Right at the same time as us, right in the same spec of we're doing it, and that's what they're doing today. So you can see the flag waving people over there. I won't say buffoons because that's a shame for buffoons, isn't it? Really, they can't defend themselves. But honestly, it gets me very, very angry because there's no need for that. He's just standing there, just disrupting. That's all his goal is. And we had this on the tour last year when we had those flying monkeys in Cardiff with Martin Liedtke. Same thing. Standing there, occupying us with nonsense questions, homing in on something that's not actually happening. Right? There are some pamphlets there telling people to be warned about being taught about trans stuff at an early age. What's wrong with that? We all know that's an agenda. All of us do. Anyway, So I'll just show you what we've set up. Please, could you let me know, whoever's watching, if the chat is working, please? And if you can even hear me. That would be good. Hi, you right? Just not seen you for ages. Blimey, you people right? Yeah, good to see you though. So, we'll go around here and we'll show you what we've kind of set up this time round. So this time we've used more, well, it's all a little bit improvised, you know, but we've used the washing line this time. Bev, did we not have the pole in the middle?
Yeah, I haven't put up yet.
Oh, right.
Can't get it then.
Well, I will. Where is it?
It's on the floor over there.
Go and get it then. Hey, this is what you have to deal with. You get attacked by people who think I'm too manly, you know what I mean? And now you've got to get your own poles. I mean, if it was a check, I wouldn't mind the poles, really. You what, Bev?
Put your pole on.
All right, I'll go and get
You
my
know when
pole.
you're on the right side, don't you? When you're getting attacked by these idiots like that.
Oh, yeah, well, there's no need for it. And I'm telling you now, they're here on purpose to do this. They knew they were here. They've been paid because it happened to us with Free Palestine. Remember a couple of years ago when we had our demos? And you had the Black Lives Matter. You never had those demos in Bournemouth, but when we did ours, they were all there.
I just said to him, he said at any age they should be able to, I said, so you're telling me a 6-month-old baby then should be able to know, to have a decision or make it, or even think about it? He said, no, well, I don't. I said, I said, they're sending them in with leotards with a bum show, and he went, I don't know that. I said, well, I do, because I've researched it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like I was saying to him, little kids are not small adults, they're children.
Sexualising them,
right?
Turn them into blooming, they're nonsense.
It's disgraceful.
Yeah, I know it is, but I just said to him, I identify as a toaster then.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so we're going to show you what we've set up. Hello, my darling, anyways, quick hello. Mwah, lovely to see you.
Yeah, and you too.
Right, so here we started this time by putting some stuff on the poles, and then we've used the washing line to put up some interesting information. So I'm going to just whisk this along here a little bit, and then you'll see. And then you can freeze your picture when you watch it back or whatever, if there's any information that stands out for you. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry. Some long lost willing helpers. Yes, I meant you. You're right, mate.
Yeah, you?
Yeah, good, mate. Thank you. No, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just going live, you know what I mean? So just showing the people, the audience, what we've sort of set up here.
Mate, no, I hear that. Come on.
It's our second time we did this. We did this about 2 months ago.
Oh, is it?
But what they've done this time is they've got paid agents. They do this all the time. They did it when we had the demos here. They started putting other demos there to dilute our message.
Mate.
That's what they do.
Mate, I've done my tattoo this year because my twin sister died. Can't be. There's blood clots to the brain and all, do you know what I mean?
Sorry to hear that, mate.
ago.
Come here, man. I'm sorry to hear that, honestly.
That's
Honestly, I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
Don't take the wrong ones away. Exactly.
Your sister?
Aye, my twin.
Your twin?
Was.
How old was she, when I may ask? Can I put the camera on you?
17 years ago. Yeah,
Is that right?
Go on.
So how old was your sister when she died?
17 years ago. I'm 46 now. Yeah, so I've done tattoos, tried it myself. Didn't quite work out, but it means something.
Yeah.
I miss her every day, but at the end of the day, you just give me strength.
Yeah.
I can feel it. She died from a blood
So it
clot
was
to the
from
brain.
this, was it?
No, these lot. She went from Watford, Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
Not these ends. But no, man, she was my life. I still feel her strength.
But did she suffer from this, is what I'm saying?
She had it when we was born. She had blood clots in the brain when we was born.
Did she get jabbed?
No, they took driver. She collapsed. So I've got 3 boys. She's got 3 girls.
Yeah.
She collapsed. They took driver license away. Her husband's in the park. She collapsed again. That was it. Game over. Gone. Oh, so I had to get checked out because we're twins. But no, I feel the energy. I feel the love.
For you, nothing wrong, yeah? Yeah, you feel the energy, but there is love here because it's what it's about. It's about compassion, you know. Yes, I got a bit triggered with that lot there a minute ago, but to be honest with you, they came out as bloody shouting.
Oh no, that's why I come over. Go on, babe.
I know.
No, that's why. Come on.
I keep getting calmed down. I should know better because I've done this for a while now, but sometimes it still triggers me. It just does. I can't help it. It's the attitude of people that winds me up, mate.
Mate, I hear you.
Oh, honestly, I can't help it, but it does, man.
No, I hear you, mate. No,
You know what I mean?
One love, I hear you.
Yeah?
Seriously, I
You
hear
know what I mean,
you.
mate?
One love. No, seriously, one love.
Yeah, you too, man.
And you, go on. 100%.
Okay. So I'm going to keep showing you this. Yeah, that's pretty heavy stuff, man. Pretty heavy stuff. All they're worried about behind me is bigotry. They're not worried about people dying. They're not worried about anything like that. It's quite crazy. So, and then we have a few of these here. Paul is very kindly helping us to set a few bits up. Without him, we would have been a bit stuck because that's always the way, isn't it? The wind and all that. And brilliant, Paul. Thank you, mate. Hello, Andy. You right, mate? Yes, I'm good. Thank you very much. And then we have the table here that the chapesses or whatever behind me were attacking. So we had the latest edition of the light paper, and this is what people have to always understand. The media always lies, always.
Bunch of reactionary wankers.
Hey?
Bunch of reactionary wankers.
Who's that?
You what?
You're kind of calling me a wanker, are you? You calling me a
saying
wanker?
those
mate?
arguments are...
Well, don't call us wankers because I'll call the police on you. All right? I wouldn't do
family
it.
members who've been injured by the vaccine. Don't insult people.
You don't want to be going around calling people wankers, but serious note like this.
Seriously, who's been injured by the vaccine? My sister's a nurse, 15-year-old, she works in Charleston. She's been in ICU.
You're going to call him a wanker? Call him a wanker, mate.
No, listen. She's a fucking nurse. She works in Charleston. Take her to the doctors. She's a nurse.
250,000 people died of it.
Of what?
COVID.
How would you know?
Because
the media told you.
No, because
the medics told us.
Oh, the medics. So they don't want to. I've got friends who are nurses who are no different,
How
mate.
did you know they died of COVID? What tested you? What tested you? You don't even know what fucking tested you.
No,
See
because
you
he's a
later.
plank.
Go-
And yeah, he's got the audacity to stand there and call us a wanker. You're calling us a wanker. I'd remove yourself from it if I was you. What are you running over our stuff for? Yeah, we'll go around it. I don't run through your stuff. Well, you're stood here calling us wankers. What's all that about? You've got kids here and you're calling us wankers. You're an idiot. Sorry, mate. I didn't want to say it out loud. Sorry.
Well, listen, you mentioned Mark Williams who said today, because you heard it on BBC. I asked you, what test did you to diagnose this, what they died of? And use a thing called a PCR test. Go and look it up. The guy who invented it is called Kerry Mullis, and he told you 7 years ago you cannot use this test for a diagnostic test for anything.
There's lots of medics, we said, lots of different things.
No, I'm just telling you. Yeah, they told
Guys,
you they died.
why don't you guys have it in separate areas? You
Well,
can
we
have
didn't ask them to come here.
You'll have a
No,
lot
No,
more
we're here, mate. No.
spectators
What-
over there.
He can move, they can move. We've set all this up,
They
mate. We're not
think you're
moving.
together, you see.
Yeah, they think we're together. They're supposed to think we're together. That's why they stood here.
Oh, is it
To
from
dilute
there?
us.
Oh, it's from there.
It's from that lot there.
Oh, yeah, I've got some drink to say.
Yeah, they think little kids are grown-ups, mate. Oh, well, that'll keep him occupied for a little bit because he's not happy. We'll go back to that in a second. You've got people coming over just calling us names, and you know, isn't it mad? The most ignorant of people think that they're right.
Oh, I know, absolutely shocked.
By saying that. It's all right, mate. Come on through. All good, bro. All good, mate. All good. All good, man. Have a good day, yeah? Take it easy. Oh, sorry. So we have these here where you can grab some information. That's Dave Mann's leg there. Trinity 4. Yeah, and the stories continue here.
Nobody's attacking anybody.
Who's attacking anyone?
What's the thing about drag queens?
Hold on, it's more drag queen story time. Happy world.
So there you have it. How about if you put the line on top of that? Does it go over there? Can we put that bit of line over the top?
Well, you could do a lot of things.
Ah, there we go. That's a bit like that.
Just make it shorter. That'll do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'll do. That's cool.
If we could dig that in, I'm not strong enough.
I'll do that in a second then, if I can. Yeah, if I can. I can't promise you anything, darling. I can't. But you know, give it a go. We'll try to get that pole in a bit deeper in a minute. So here we are, second Bournemouth Vigil. We had a grand turnout last time we did this, and we are having a good turnout here today as well, but we have disruption, and it's done on purpose, and there's no doubt about that for me, because why would you be against what we're talking about? Even if there was a leaflet amongst all our information that was warning you of other agendas, to get triggered like that lot are, to then come over and start calling people names is just out of order. And the reason why I think they are here on purpose is because they're not listening to anything we're saying. If they were reasonable people, they would interact with us and engage with us, but they're not. And that reminds me of the Global Eye Tour, like I said earlier, last year, when we had flying monkeys coming to Cardiff interrupting us, robbing out our messages on the floor, asking nonsensical questions that just get you in circles. So clearly there to just disrupt and dilute our message. And as there are many ways to skin a cat, you either send police or you send planks. One or the other. This time they've sent planks. Or fly monkeys, as we call them in the trade, waving away, acting like gooks, as they say. So, but what are you going to do? Please could you tell me if you can hear me in the chat, and please could you also, just write something in the chat so I can see that it's coming through. Oh, sorry, Dave. You right?
All right, mate.
Yeah, good. It's funny when that guy with the bald head then came over saying, "Who you calling a wanker rugby player like?" And suddenly he backed down. He backed down. It was quite funny. And then he started quoting Kerry Mullis to him and this, that and the other, and blah, blah, right?
I think though that I found with this topic that people get super angry super fast, so it's really important to try and be able to de-escalate.
It is true.
Because that's what happens a lot.
It is true. Well, the idea is the timing of them putting that there at this day. Hiya, chaps, all right?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you doing?
Hiya. Great, thank you, Ellie, for telling us. Ellie is in the chat, by the way, so...
Hi, Ellie.
Hi, Ellie from Dave. We'll do a podcast soon, hopefully maybe an old world one. I think we're going to be doing that. All connected. It's a gorgeous day here in Bournemouth. It's not too hot. Everybody's out and about enjoying ice creams and whatnot, which is nice to see. And yeah, this is how life should be, and it could be. You know, as in people hanging out in the gardens, chilling and relaxing because they're winding down from their, in many cases, uber busy lives. So we had these last time, if you remember, when I was here with Deborah and we lit that candle for Sam under this very tree. We'll see where they are. So that's Nick and another chap, forgot his name. But just behind him there's a tree. And that's where Deborah and myself lit that candle last time round. Yeah. And the sadness continues because you keep hearing about these cases, and yet there is denial. There's no doubt about that. I said this last time. Whilst we do interact well here, and there is resonance, and there are people who stop and read, there are, but the denial is still very tangible, because they are busy worrying about whatever they're worrying about. They're not even thinking about this, which tells me that's an agenda if they're missing the bigger picture, which is this. Quite simple, really. But anyway, I'm going to go live for a little bit. I'm going to interview a few people, and I think what I might do is, Nick, have you got a second or two? Yeah. I'd like to come over and just ask you a couple of questions because I'm going live. I've got a few people in the audience here watching.
Okay, that sounds.
And as you are one of the main men in all of this, well, you know,
there's a lot of people doing a lot of things.
There are.
Then there's a lot of people doing nothing.
There are, and doing nothing is also doing something, isn't it? By not, you know, because there's no such thing as nothing. But yeah, how are you finding it in general that we're doing this sort of thing? What's your take on it all overall?
Well, just from today, we've been down here about an hour and a half, and the wind hasn't helped. But look at the display now when the wind isn't up.
Absolutely.
And I just got my camera out because I'm going to take a photograph because I saw somebody reading it, and that's good.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had any hostile reactions at all.
No.
Not that I've witnessed.
No. Apart from when they swarmed in earlier, the chaps and chapesses who think it's a good idea to have your 3-year-old kids question their, you know, their sexuality or gender.
Yeah.
And they were accusing us of being homophobic because there was a pamphlet in there warning of trans education, basically.
Whoa, was there? Yeah.
Yes, there was, and that's what triggered them.
I know. I think we've got a pamphlet of child grooming, which is
That's what it was about, child grooming via the trans message, which happens,
so what
right?
are they telling us? They're supporting...
Well, they're calling it, well, I'll tell you what one of them said. One of them called me a W, and so the chap with the bald head heard it. He's a rugby player, by the way.
I know Paul, yeah.
Yeah, Paul, and he stepped in and started chatting, and suddenly the other guy, funnily enough, backed down. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
All mouth,
that's right.
as the Americans say, all hat and no cattle, which is a good one.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the child grooming is a sad reflection of where humanity is at 2023. But I feel good because we've reached, in my opinion, only what we call peak woke. Humanity cannot survive if wokeness takes over, and so it's got to go one way or the other. And that's encouraging for me. And the majority of people that are not of this opinion are starting to get a bit fed up with nonsensical wokeness, which is funded by Soros to disrupt, society and bring down Western civilization.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. There's definitely a concerted effort, isn't there?
Yes.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, it's obvious because you see things happening in different parts of the world, the same things happening at the same time.
Yep.
And that suggests that the plan behind it, which of course we all know where that comes from. But
Yeah.
what has surprised me is the number of people who just don't think or go along with it.
Yeah. And in the meantime, I was just noticing there are some up-to-date cases there as well that we stuck up and put on the card. It's not taking a turn for the better, is it? This whole thing is what people have to understand. This is actually something that's going to continue to follow us probably for the rest of our lives.
Well,
right?
Certainly, anybody who is middle-aged and about, even if we win soon, there's a lot of stuff to clear up. The bad guys have messed up. There's a lot of vaccine-damaged people, and some of them are going to have shortened lives. But instead of making it to 90, they'll make it to 60. But if they're 30 now, they've got another 30 years. And of course, that's a lot of profit for the pharmaceutical companies, isn't it?
It's a lot of profit from the pharmaceutical companies, and it's also a lot of, how would I say it? What do they call it? Collateral that's sort of factored in as well by the deep state, if you want to call it that, that's rolled this out in the first place, right? They'll know that X amount of people will probably fall by the wayside.
Yeah,
they'll know that.
Well, the spike protein affects the reproductive system, even if they don't die. It weakens the immune system. It emasculates men, so that there's a lot of effeminate men with no warrior properties.
Sure.
And that's been obvious because the majority have been women so far, and pensioners. I realise men of working age have to work. I do appreciate that, but it's quite obvious there's not enough showing balls of that age, and it's been left to us oldies, and you're a bit younger, so I don't include you as an oldie. I'm an oldie. To fight the good fight, but people put their entertainment first, and
their egos as well. I notice is another problem. And by the way, they're not the only. I have an ego. We all have an ego.
Well, ego is good in the right context.
In the right context, absolutely.
Yeah.
But hiding behind a cause to then allow your ego to flourish is not the right way to go about it, and that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, that's right.
But we've been lucky today a little bit with the weather. Apart from the wind, has been a bit awkward, hasn't it?
I'm maybe optimistic, but I think those gusts have died down now.
They have a little bit, yeah.
But I put the dampers on it.
Well, I hope it hasn't rustled too much in the microphone here on the recording. I hope you managed to hear everything we said. Ellie said the sound is good, so when she says that, I will believe her totally. I'm afraid whoever's going to go and get the coffees will have to do that themselves. I'm going to ask Andy actually in a minute. I'm going to nab him for some coffees.
Yeah.
But I see a couple of faces I've not seen for a long time.
Yeah, we'll try not to mention names.
No.
B and J are here.
Yes.
And the people are turning up.
And also S is here as well.
Yeah.
With blue cap. And
I said B and J are here. It's somebody who's identical to B. Yeah.
Someone else is here who I've not seen for a while. They were at the demos a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it's the thing, you know, you never know what's going on. People do disappear by the wayside and stuff like that. And it's always nice when you then do meet up again in one of these events, isn't it? Because you're like, we're still here. We're still, you know, sane, just about.
Yeah, somebody's still fighting my corner.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You've still got someone about that thinks like we do, so that's good. They'll be planting their seeds in their area.
Yeah, so I'm going home now. Wake me up when something else happens.
But yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it? Hiya. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah? Where's the other one? Brilliant. You can have to see it in a minute. I'll stand up in a second because I've got to do a little walk around. Just doing a live at the moment. So when he comes back round, are you willing to have a couple of words in the camera? No? Would he? Okay. Oh, without showing your face. If I hold the camera at, let's say, the plants and just ask you a couple of questions, not to do with you personally, just to do with the general thing. Yeah. I don't know if you know, but we've got that lot over there. Well, they came over here yelling, calling us W's and all sorts, shouting at us before they even saw what pamphlets we had. And then they saw one where it said about trans and not getting, watch out for your grooming of your kids. They didn't like that. You can imagine they that was it. All their plastic bits all went bonkers. Oh, the whole lot. Things were dropping off and all sorts. But anyway, that's another story. Right. Sarcasm ahoy. I'm going to go around here. I might pop round here later. If not, then not. It's no problem. Nick, I like to say in front of everybody, thank you, because you've been a massive help in all of this, and a lot of people don't know who is working with me in the background, but you are. So, you know, don't put me up and put yourself down. You're, you know, without you, this wouldn't be possible.
Appreciate that.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure that was on film and recorded.
That. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And, keep up the good fight.
And you too. We'll come back to you later when we round up. All right, mate. Cheers, Nick. Thank you. So that was Nick, who is absolutely, you know, instrumental in this because, you know, certain things you have to do, like laminate stuff and print stuff out. You know, all these don't make themselves. You know, look at that for a photo. With a lovely old world building in the background on the top of a hill that's impossible to build. But anyway, we're not here for that. Yeah, that's a gorgeous photo, that is. But yeah, there's work goes into it, and you need to be able to laminate, and you need to be able to print, and you need to be able to do this, that, and the other, and yeah, you know. And as you all know, those of you watching this, you know, nobody has any time at the moment, do they? Time seems to be in such short supply. Everybody is busy as heck, doing whatever, you know. So it's in good flow. There are people walking along, reading it, which is what we want. There won't always be conversations, and we don't always want conversations. Sometimes we want just people to ponder and think, but not be so idiotic like those like earlier. They don't exactly make a good name for themselves, I have to say it like that, but I don't go over there preaching to them that I don't like pink. I mean, what the hell's that? You know, I actually do like pink, by the way. In fact, I was going to wear a pink shirt today, but I didn't. Not for any homophobic reason, by the way, before we start getting comments of abuse. Anyway, so I'm going to go round here. Paul, my friend Paul.
Hello, Fred.
Hello,
what
mate.
A great day it is.
Hey, so here we are, live streaming, Paul. So no matter how much you turn to my left, I will keep you in shot.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're all right, mate. Listen, nothing
I'm
like.
a little bit camera shy.
Listen, hey, they're all friends here, my friend. No one's on here. They're all friends. They're probably most of them you've met, to be honest with you. So what do you think about all of this? How you doing, mate? What do you think about the whole vigil
Well, our
thing?
side of the road's pretty good.
Hey?
Our side of the road's all right.
But the sort of vigil in general, it tends to be
good.
It's good, isn't it?
Just a few people I've spoken to.
Yeah.
There's kind of like.
I haven't got you full in the camera. Don't worry, I'm sort of swinging a bit in and out, back and forth. Yeah, go on. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no. People I've spoken to, yeah, they're kind of already aware in their conscious, subconscious. Yeah, no, there's something wrong.
Yeah. And are you noticing, I mean, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but are you noticing a little bit of denial, a little bit of non-acceptance of the fact that it could be that and that we were maybe lied to? No?
Not, what, this isn't...
maybe they're saying, well, yeah, my uncle did die, but it won't have been the shot kind of thing. No. That's interesting, isn't it? So it means that people are kind of at that point where they sort of realise what the issue is. And that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Heard a few people talking, nieces, 30 years old, died, all sorts of horrible
30-year-old, I mean, just let that sink in. 30-year-old, I mean, I've got a niece who will be approaching 30, she ain't far off 30. I mean, time flies, as you know. I mean, I'm 30 myself, so I know how quick it is to get to 30. I don't know what you're laughing at, mate. I mean, I'm talking, Oh, dear. But, yeah, 30, I mean, 30-year-olds don't just die, do you know what I mean? This is the thing.
I mean, it's interesting. I know a paramedic, and she has told me that she has never seen anything like what's going on at the moment. She's been called out more to heart attacks in young people and myocarditis, or however you say it, more than she's ever seen in the 12 years that she's been a
in the 12 years that she's been there.
Years, and she said at the moment, it's just
in all her experience,
after
SARS and all that nonsense that happened in those 12 years, this is the one that's blown her mind.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because a friend of ours, whose I think sister works as an embalmer, without me mentioning names, but that person would know what about. And they were reporting back saying they were finding unusual. You too, mate. Take it easy. Look after yourself. Thanks for that, man. Well, yeah, well, it's nonsense, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, not right. Not on a topic like this.
Well, it's their families.
Exactly, they don't get it. It's their families, nothing to do with gender. They don't get it. See you later anyway. Take it easy, mate. I lost my trail of thought now. Oh, yes, the sister. And apparently, allegedly, what I was told anyway, that she was reporting about that she was finding more and more pacemakers that she had to remove from people's corpses, bodies. And when she was pulling out bits, there were blood clots. They were always riddled with blood clots, no matter what. So you can see that's unusual. 10 years ago, people weren't keeling over with blood clots. Blood clots was if you didn't move your legs in a 20-hour flight in a plane, you got a blood clot maybe. Right? Or if you had a weird plaster of Paris on your leg and you couldn't move your toes to get the blood flowing through your leg because you've broken your leg, then you get these anti-blood clot injections once a day. That's it. But not the whole bloody world. Falling over with blood clots. For some it's clear as day, mate. And that's the issue, isn't it? Because it gets diluted by that over there. For example, over the back there. Flying flags of nonsense, to be honest with you. But as you can see, the footfall is nice today. Sun shining.
Much better than they forecast.
Sorry?
Better than they forecast.
Yeah, it's better than they forecast, definitely. And that's all we want, is a nice steady flow of people to just come by and just stop and ponder and think. And if they want to, they can have a conversation. I didn't go live last time, it wouldn't allow me to. So this time it worked.
You're live.
I'm live, yeah. Which is quite astounding. I'm happy about that because that's what you want. You want to capture the moment as opposed to put a video up later. So there's Bev and there's Mike. Two stalwarts, I would say, in all of this. They've been, they just come back from doing, I think Paul was telling me they did the banners on bridges yesterday, right?
That's right, yeah.
He reckons they reached 20,000 and you gave him a toot on the motorway. You rascal, you. You rascal. You tooted in agreement. And apparently, according to Nick, he said lots of people did. So the resonance is there. It's just that people want, for me, I think it's about them coming forward and actually owning it and saying, look, yeah, I agree. It's down to the vaccination. We've been had.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to hear, and that's when you can maybe do something with that.
Yeah.
That's what I firmly believe. I believe we can change the world, but then I've always been a bit of a dreamer, and that has nothing to do with a John Lennon bloody lyric. I was a dreamer before I heard the song Imagine, so I'll claim that thought for myself. All right, before anyone says you've just been reading up on his lyrics. No, I haven't. I was always a dreamer. I always did believe in magic. I always did believe in the good of humankind. And I never figured out why humans were nasty to each other when I was young. I never understood the point of wars and all that. I know now what it's all about. It's about creating narrative to get up to nonsense in the background. But we won't go there.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. But it is all connected though, mate.
There is only one conspiracy.
There is only one conspiracy. And that is the lie itself. And this is one of them, this life. But this is costing lives, this life. Like immediately, you know.
Yeah, so many sad stories.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
sad stories.
There are still 1 or 2 people in the dark. I know one guy, he took the jab and he was dead within 3 weeks. And I don't think his family have ever even connected the dots.
And this is the thing, because it's actually quite obvious, but then sometimes people think, well, no, that's too obvious. I mean, nah, they're all telling us it's not that. So really I should go with the authority because everyone else is saying this, so they must be right. No, not really. You know, trust your own observations. Where we heard that before? You know. Have you grabbed yourself a new light paper, by the way? There's a new edition of the light.
I see there's a new one. I see that.
I need to grab myself. I haven't got
it, no.
No, I'm going to get myself a couple as well. And we're definitely, well, I say definitely, we're going to go for a coffee together when this is finished? Yeah? They can't see me doing this behind the camera. See you later, Paul. Cheers, mate. Cheers for the chat. Hello. You right?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah?
Yeah, thanks.
Enjoying the setup? I won't put the camera on you. Don't worry. Yeah?
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah?
I mean,
What's your take on it?
You can't...
What do you think?
I don't want to get recorded.
No, you're not. Your face isn't on it. It's just the voice. You're just not, you could be one of hundreds of voices. No one's going to know you are. Don't worry. I'm pointing at this.
That's very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah, we're getting people stopping and looking, aren't we, and reading, which is what we want.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike, about this? What do you reckon? All of it? I mean, obviously we're part of it, so
Yes,
we're going to be
yeah.
a bit biased, aren't we? But
Well,
work as well, isn't it?
it's all about informing people, that's all.
Well, this is it.
Whether they believe it or not is up to them.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Still asleep, don't
Yeah, I know. And those gay rights people saying, oh, what's wrong with going into schools? Well, what was it Hitler said?
Wow.
Give me a child till he's 7 and I'll give you the man.
Absolutely.
So if they can influence them while they're young,
Absolutely.
they're influenced for life.
So when I said to them, touching 3-year-olds and telling them it's all right to question their gender, well,
Yeah.
that's falling right into what you're saying.
Yes.
Because you're in that age category where you can do pretty much anything you want with them psychologically.
Malleable minds.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And what about all the explicit things they're showing,
Yeah,
8-year-olds?
that's right.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
They want
crazy.
wiping
They're all
out.
warped.
It's
They're
totally
warped.
warped.
They're sick,
And yet
they're
this involves what we're doing, the whole of humanity, which has nothing... Yes, we had leaflets there warning about the trans education, because let's face it, that's an agenda.
Yes.
And it's there to dilute other agendas and get people divided and get people talking about other stuff. Exactly my point.
Just want to sellotape some of the-
Because how can you out-trump a humanity initiative that involves all of us, you know? You can't.
Well, the sheep don't want to know.
No, the sheep don't want to know. Well, you know, they don't really. No, you're right. They don't really. You're right.
They don't want to look at the facts.
You're right. I mean, I got a bit sarcastic and horrible with that guy there who stood next to Dave, the one with the pyjama bottoms on, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's either that or
Pajama
he's-
bottoms, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he was like, I got a bit funny with him, but I mean, you know, yeah, I have to calm down on one or two things. I do get triggered every now and then with these things because I just, for the life of me, don't understand how people cannot see this.
it. Yeah,
I
I
don't
can't.
get it. I really don't get it. It really, really confuses, angers me.
Yeah, and me too.
It makes me very angry.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. What is it I'm missing? What is it they know or think they know that I don't? Well, they don't.
Why is it they don't want to see the truth?
I
and the
have
facts?
no idea.
They're all the same.
I don't know.
They
I don't know,
are
mate.
all the same.
I don't know. You can, you know, bring a horse to the trough, can't you? But, mind you, I wouldn't be filling it with water if I knew who was going to the trough, but that's another story. Yeah, as you can hear, I'm a little bit cynical and facetious and all that today. I did say on the onset when Nick came to pick me up when Bed popped round as well, we had a quick coffee around mine. Just final sort of bits before we set off about lunchtime today. And I said to them as well, thanks for that, by the way. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you in a bit off camera. And what was I saying? Yes, and when we left this lunchtime, I did say I was in no mood for nonsense today. Absolutely no mood. I just felt in one of those moods, you know. You do something, you get up and you think, yep, I could crack a whip today and have no issues with that. Yeah, that's how I feel. Especially about this topic, because it's such an important topic. Hi, love. Are you right?
Hi, yeah,
I'm part of this, by the way.
I know you are.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to. What do you think? Do you mind if I put the camera over? Is that all right?
No, I'm
Yeah, I'm going live at the moment. It's live on YouTube. Right. So, what do you think about this hire?
Well, honestly, so that us have been victims.
Yeah, all of this, everything, all the way down. These are just some cases. Only a small amount, tiny amount of what's going on at the moment. Right. Thank you. Have a good day, my friend.
On camera now. What is this issue?
Well, it's my channel.
Oh,
I don't have
your channel,
thousands of people watching. You know, I'm only a small channel, but they're all friends. They're all people who are normally involved in this.
So could you give me that your channel?
Yeah, it's SvenP. You can watch it live now if you want to. So the capital S,
Yeah.
VEN, and then a capital P. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, look me up. Yeah, I'll help you now actually if you want to look.
Yeah.
1 second. Sven, SVEN. V. No, V. Go back. No. Go back. No. 1 second.
Separated.
No, it's not separated. It's together, and it's one with this. This is mine, and you should see my live stream right now.
Thank you.
All right.
So
And if you like,
games.
okay, and subscribe if you like.
Okay.
Right. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, my friend. Thank you.
Alice, lovely to meet you. May God bless you. You're very interesting to talk to. Oh, what? God bless. Vaccination, I can't.
Yeah. People who have got damages from vaccination, people who have died, people who are ill now, you know, people who are suffering from heart problems, respiratory problems, tumours in general, you know, angina, all these things that have to do with the heart and not getting blood around your body because there's too much other stuff in your body. That's what we're talking about here. They call it a vaccine. We don't really call it that because we know really what it is. But yeah. Thank you.
How you doing, Sven?
Hello, my friend. Oh.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I saw you engaging with them earlier. Well, I couldn't engage with them, mate. I was triggered, mate. I have to work on that, mate. I have to work. I know. I got one of them.
Is this lecturing him?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
I mean,
we had a.
It's nice to have a conversation when he's not raring, because I'm not raring.
Yeah.
But they don't refuse to listen to anything.
No, because they're planted here. That's why.
Oh yeah, I see
they're
that,
on a job.
It's a shame there's not a lot more.
It's a shame, yeah, because they were definitely planted here to disrupt. That's what they do, you see. But you can't reason with them, you can tell.
Oh no, not at all.
When you talk to them, we're talking about the whole of humanity here. So they're admitting, by being against this, that they're what? Not part of humanity?
I mean, I can't understand why you vaccine, you know, denying the vaccine. These are people who've taken the vaccine who comply.
Are you alright on the camera or would you rather not? No, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Thought I'd ask.
Do you see what I'm saying? He really doesn't have a clue.
No, he doesn't have a clue. He's not even listening. I mean, he's wearing pyjama bottoms, for God's sake. What are you expecting?
It's like they're programmed to say these things without listening to what you're saying, aren't they?
Very much so.
That man speaks. Is it his wife?
Yes, Andrea.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's good. They're friends of mine. I've known her for a few years now.
Anti-vaxxers, but they're all people who've taken the vaccine, all these people.
Well, this is it. This is it.
The slow death, because it's going to get it's getting worse every day now.
Well, like I keep saying, well, yes, absolutely, it's getting worse. It's actually getting worse.
Christmas, reckon its immune system going down every, like 5% at a time, at 40%, over 60. I reckon this year to be a winter of discontentment.
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I had it done.
No.
I'll be honest with you, and I don't want to scare people who are watching this who have had it done, but I'll be totally honest with you, because I truly know, I could never get it done. Ever.
You know, when I'm at work,
wouldn't happen. Yeah.
My work's quite physical. I'm 61 and I get pains and I think, but I don't worry for 1 minute. It's anything to do with what they were giving everybody.
No, what you're having is natural, or as natural as it can be, you know? Apart from the jabs we've got as kids that we couldn't do anything about.
Nope, which I never had none.
Right, you're lucky. I was forced to, unfortunately. BCGs and all them were, you know, back in the day.
But they were a little bit different. This mRNA was the first time they've ever used this.
Yeah, gene altering.
Yeah.
Gene altering. You know, people have to understand that. It was a gene altering, you know, interference into your body.
Absolutely.
And once that's in your body, and it's attached yourself to whatever it does, that's it. So what you are then is a ticking time bomb, and this is proof of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And it just seeps through the brain tissues and the heart tissues.
Absolutely. It hooks it into your bloodstreams. And, you know, everybody that I know, without me mentioning names, have now got these respiratory problems and all the stuff because of the heart issues, you know.
So you're trying to get people not to have the COVID vaccine?
No, we're showing people what happens when you do get the vaccine.
I didn't get vaccinated.
No, but those who have are going to have a problem.
I never.
And what we're saying is,
because I just feel like there wasn't enough testing.
well, what we're saying is, it's time to forget about who's right and who's wrong. It's time to understand that we all in the family have people who've been jabbed, and it's only a matter of time until they suffer the consequences of that jab. Some might be lucky because they might have got the placebo, but a lot of people will suffer, and thus we will suffer because we're going to be mourning losses. So either way, we're all affected, whether you've been jabbed or not. So it's not about who's been jabbed and who's not been jabbed. We're just saying, here's information, okay? Let it ponder.
Let's go.
Absolutely, but no, but even, you know, those who now come to regret it, who know. It's all right, I'm not on it. Those who come to regret it, who know they've made a mistake. Yeah, but we don't force it in anybody's face.
Funnily enough, I literally was having this conversation with my mum and my nan yesterday.
They had it.
Yeah, and they are so anti-me.
Yeah. Yeah, same likewise, yeah.
Like, they're literally like, yeah, they feel like I'm in the wrong. But,
well, see, this shows them that they're not in the wrong. They should come here and have a look.
yeah, but their argument is, yeah, but if people didn't get vaccinated, loads more people would have died.
There was no COVID. Well, there was never a virus. There was never a virus. It was never proven. It was never isolated in the human body ever. So how can you jab them? And how can you roll out a vaccination that requires a 10-year, right, in three months? How can you make 10 years into 3 months? You can't. It's impossible. It has to go through the whole 10 years.
But not only that, I was saying to Sven, this is the first mRNA used.
Yeah.
Never been used in a vaccine ever before this one.
Right.
And there's no data. So this is why the mRNA, we're having problems with everything. And it's just starting. It's going to carry on. People are going to have so many problems.
Real problems.
Seriously.
Real problems.
I've known so many people, and it breaks my heart.
So what we're trying to do here is just basically say, look, we are all in this together. Either way you look at it, because we all have family members who are affected, friends and whatnot.
But my mum's counter argument, she's really, really pro-vaccine.
Sure.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, but she will be ill at some point.
But her
whether she's pro or
argument,
not.
which I struggle to argue against, is basically someone who's my age, who I went to school with, he got COVID. And
No, he didn't.
He got long COVID.
No, he didn't.
And got really, really ill from it, apparently.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you spoke to him, you'd get the vaccine because you'd
When you say he's been vaccinated.
Yes.
So where's the long COVID?
Well, apparently he got the long COVID before he got the vaccine.
So why
he got vaccinated?
Yeah.
So he didn't have the long COVID when he didn't have the long COVID. Then.
Yeah.
He said he got COVID.
My argument,
ill, then he had the vaccination. Now he's got long COVID.
Yeah.
my argument would be, what about all us carriers that haven't been jabbed and are still alive today?
Well,
For example, I work.
It's them.
Well, 1 second, I work at Bournemouth Football Club on match days, right?
Yeah.
There's thousands of people. Do you know how many hands I have to shake?
Yeah.
Because that's the department I work in. I've been there 7 years.
So my mum's argument for that is because all the people that have been vaccinated have created herd immunity. That's what.
Hey? She's been reading too much, I'm afraid. That's information an old person doesn't say. That's been read. Yeah, that's not her words. That's someone else's words. That is.
If they want any injection, and we all got it.
Anyway, I'm going to carry on doing this. Thank you. Don't worry. Right, so there we have it. I mean, you know, some people, you're just not going to change their minds. It's that simple, right? But you know, I see pictures of this, and it scares me. I'll be honest with you, it scares me. Yeah. And these are cases put out in official media. So even the liars have to, every now and then, let this out, because there's no way of hiding it, right? Here's a good one, look at that one. Sad one, not good one, sad one. – 24 years old. It's about vaccinations and all the people that are dying from it. That's what it's about. because someone was saying it's about COVID, whatever. I won't say what he said because I don't want to swear. I've sworn enough today, I'm afraid. So,
Hey, God bless.
hey Pat, how you doing, mate? You all right? Good to see you. You good? Hey, mate. Hiya. My name's Sven.
Oh, I'm Lee.
Nice to meet you, mate. Right. We'll speak later. If you've got time, yeah, cool.
No, what visa to get ready? It's weird now.
So I'll come from another angle. Hello.
All tied up. That's what I'd like to do. I want to see him more than tied up.
You alright, Bev?
Oh, yeah.
The blooming legend.
See the trans people have given up the ghost?
For the moment.
Yes. Yeah, that shouldn't blow away. That should be
Let's
right.
hope it's permanent. I don't mean their disappearance, I mean from here, at least.
I
you
do.
know.
Never tell,
I'll add a beep in there.
Okay,
But...
yeah.
No, never, wait. Never tell porkies.
Never tell Porky.
No, I won't. All right, well, I'll agree with you. I will too. I do too.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
This is what it's about,
Oh
people.
dear, oh dear.
This is what
Hello,
it's about.
where's
Sorry,
my
Bev.
scissors gone?
What are we talking about?
My scissors, they were there a minute ago.
They were
Where've they gone?
probably... Have you got scissors
Oh,
there,
no, they're
Mike?
here.
Oh, it's all right.
Michael has.
No, it's alright, they were here and then they disappeared.
I wouldn't say she's got everything. She's got everything.
Never rule anything out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Want the crime number thing up, more visible.
Yes.
Have a look on calendar.
As well. Wayne Walker.
There, mate. Sorry. All good.
I've just found Nick, your teeth does it really well. Your teeth does this really well. There's the there we are. There's the police number.
Oh yeah.
This is what Bev just put up. Sorry, you're right. So there you can see there is even that there, right? These are all things that your local news, your BBCs and all that will never, ever, ever tell you about. Right? So when I say the media are the monster that's helping to perpetrate all of this, that's what I mean. Withholding information is just the same as lying, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to things like this. Right? Anyway, so
I'm 22 myself. I knew someone that had it.
Andy, hey mate, have you got a second? Can I ask you a couple of questions? I'm going live.
Not on camera, sorry, mate.
What, behind the camera? Your voice is alright, isn't it? Yeah. No, I'm not going to film it, I'm filming this. So,
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, much more interesting things to film than your grubby little mitt, mate.
Yeah, too right there is.
What's mitt? Mitt's not a face, is it? That's your hand.
Mitt's your hand, yeah.
Yeah, what would we call a face?
A fizzle.
Visage?
Visage.
There we go,
French,
let's
yeah,
call it
yeah.
a visage. Let's up it a bit. And use a French word, why not? So what do you think, Andy? Sorry to interrupt you, by the way.
No,
you can be part of it if you want. Come on in. No, come on in, come on in.
Oh.
Okay, no.
He was only 22, that guy, and he just told me about a friend of his who died after having the jail. He was only 23.
And he just told you that,
He
yeah?
just told me that, yeah. After age 23.
Age 23, I mean, that's like, I'm trying to think where I was when I was 23. You know, it's inconceivable to think that my life would have ended then. If you think about it, you know, you think back to when you were 23, you think, no, you're just getting started, aren't you, really?
23, that was 1990.
6.
Yes, we're the same age, roughly.
I was born 73.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there you go. Good year.
Was a good
You finished building the Twin Towers in 73, my friend.
Did they, by Jove? Bit of history
There you go, there you go. But I won't go far on that conspiratorial kind of nonsense. But this here is reality, and this is what really has been costing people's lives, and it's the way, you know.
Yeah.
I keep saying it, and there'll be people watching this that might not want to hear it, but I have to say it. Tough, because this is reality.
Well, this is just the start of it, like.
And this is just the start of it. Well, I've just been told that by someone else as well, and it's like, well, yeah, it is just the start of it. It's horrific.
Depopulation forecast is a 75% reduction in the population.
Absolutely.
From 66 million to about 17 million.
Well, you know, anybody who's watched Boris Johnson's dad talking about depopulation plans and stuff, and about his book, The Virus, which was released, what, in 1983, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. If they're capable, let's put it like this, if they're capable of doing album covers 22 years, telling you about an event that's going to happen 22 years later, right, as is the case with the Supertramp album cover, Breakfast in America, anybody who doesn't know that, look it up.
Yeah.
That'll open a Pandora's box for you, because all album covers from pro bands that are signed up, have messages in them, all of them. So the point I'm making is with that, this is all part of a huge plan that's going on at the moment. This is not scientists going along going, let's do this, let's do that. This is all mapped out. All of it is mapped out, right? And this thing that we're going through now, where it's going to get worse rather than better, because it will, is all part of that plan. And all the information is there to just confuse people. You know, all the other little agendas and stuff thrown in for good measure, Black Lives Matter, LGBT+, you know, Free Palestine, all that stuff that are very safe causes, where they're not looking at the bigger picture, which concerns all of us in humanity, right? You know?
Well, this was predicted in Sovereign Independent in 2010. If you dig it out, depopulation.
Nice picture of someone eating their ice cream there, lovely, right in my camera, right, walking right through it, not even realising, totally ignorant. No, you don't realise, do you? Would you realise if your dog was gone? Honestly, so rude. Anyway, but they don't like it when they pointed out. You don't like it being pointed out that you were rude then. No apology, nothing. Didn't realise. All right, thank you. And that's what you're dealing with, behaviours and stuff like that as well. But anyway. Yeah, it is sad, and you're noticing it. I've been talking about friends about this. You know, on a behavioural front, people's manners are out the window as well, mate. You can't even talk to people properly anymore.
Temper's afraid as well.
Temper's afraid. Well, you're hearing it with me. I have it. You know, I do get triggered around this stuff, and I'm asking myself why. Why am I getting triggered here? I shouldn't be.
Well, we were lucky we didn't have the jab, but we're still getting triggered.
Well, we are getting triggered by it because we see what's bloody happening.
Yeah.
And that's why. You know?
Yeah.
Don't we? Paul, we see what's happening, that's why we get triggered. Well, that's why I get triggered. She was bloody rude, walked right in my cup, right in front of my lens, stuffing her face with ice cream, and I went, oh. And we just have someone walking past the lamp. I was talking to the audience. Oh, didn't realise. Oh, okay. Is that it? Didn't realise. Oh, I didn't realise you were shopping. I took home with me and ate. Didn't realise. Crazy. Crazy. But I was also showing all these sort of cases, and this is like, as we were saying earlier, just the tip of the huge iceberg, you know, which goes on forever, unfortunately. But Paul, I got to say, or Andy, do you fancy a coffee? Yes?
We won't go there, like, because it's card only. It's card only, won't go there.
It's card, see? Oh, don't get me started on that. You know,
I know, I gave him a right old
but this is where the problem starts, because it's not law to pay card. If you've got your right change, they have to take it. They have to. They, you know.
Oh, what's George?
Anyway, I want to get where can we get a coffee from then?
Well, yeah, you have to go for a bit of a walk. Maybe the thing by Bobby's. I think there's a cabin there.
Card only. That's nonsense.
Bollocks, isn't it?
Well, yeah, if you haven't got your card on, yeah, or whatever, you've only got cash.
We don't do it.
We don't do it. No.
Cards.
Again, that's another thing people aren't paying attention to. Everything's starting to become card only, right? So, you know, and that's. I don't know. I don't see why people cannot connect those dots up and go, well, yeah, we're starting to head really quickly towards dystopia, you know, because we are. The proof's here, and they become more and more prevalent. Hello, you right? No, go. It's there for people's information. It's information from the people for the people. It's what's happening right now. No, go for it, please, and publicise it if you can as well, please. But to be fair, it's been good conversations. There's been one or two little moments, you know, yeah, but actually, there are some very good conversations. You can see them going on. How you doing, right?
All right, you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good. Hello. So here we have two banners that, you know, we were a little bit surprised that we didn't get any aggressive pushback on. But, you know, people are actually walking past these and going, yeah, it's giving me something to think about, as opposed to saying, what is that nonsense? It's not. That's not nonsense. This is the truth. We are witnessing crimes against humanity. It's very simple, really. You know. So and there will be another one, and there will be another one, and I said this last time as well, you know, even if it's me sat at the table on my own, it will never come to that, of course, but I'm just saying, I can't not talk about this. You know, I talk about it all the time. If some shopkeeper wants me to pay card, I'll go into that topic, you know. It's just one of those things. You have to keep it alive and remind people, you know, that it's not a requirement. You don't have to. If you don't comply, it won't happen. You know?
If you're going to your...
Bev, are you up for a chat? You don't...
Her son's been damaged.
Her son's been damaged?
13.
Okay, you're not on camera, unless you want to be. Are you okay with camera?
No.
Don't. Okay. Don't. Okay. Right. So Bev is going to stay anonymous, but she is one of the three pillar stones of this whole thing that's going on. Right. Nick being the other one. Well, the other one, unfortunately, couldn't make it today. To be fair, but that can happen. That's not a problem. What are your thoughts? Generally, Bev?
Oh, my thoughts are this is amazing. It's what people need. People are coming up and thanking us. They like the fact that we're recognising these people that have been killed or injured by the
poison that's been put into them. I've just had a lovely lady come up whose 13-year-old son has now neurological issues. He has seizures. He lost his sight. I think it came back, but he lost it initially. Obviously, nobody's correlating it to the vaccine, and yet it's most likely is. And this poor young boy has missed 255 days of school. So it's basically destroying him. Yeah, poor lad. Luckily, she's awake. She's looking at natural health remedies and giving him lots of zinc and vitamin C, and we've just given her another protocol which has got another load of stuff that she can use to support his immune system. So hopefully there's positive there, because she's looking for solutions, and that's all we can do. We can just provide that information to people and support them.
So and when I'm listening to you explaining about that, the misery that young person is being forced to go through, this is the point, isn't it? Who the heck do they go to for help? They're going to go to the GP who's administered it in the first place.
Well, that's what she said, and she also said she comes from Swindon, and they went to a support group in Bristol where his case was the last one looked at by 15 doctors, and then Boris shut it down. So they lost that support system. They lost any help that they would have got to identify what caused it. And officially, of course, and they've got nowhere. So we've just told them about the People's Health Alliance, the PHA,
right?
So she can access them and see if anyone there can give them some advice.
So anybody listening, so anybody can contact them if they have loved ones that they're concerned about.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be them themselves who've been affected.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, and that is what, again, if you'd like to explain that one more time, please, Beth.
Yeah, it's the People's Health Alliance. So it was set up to close the gap between the medical services that aren't there now. So anybody can access it. There may be a charge, there may not be a charge, depending on what you ask for help. But these people, we've got nurses and doctors and generally knowledgeable people, don't have to be qualified, and that's one of the big things of the world we want to go to, that you don't have to be qualified and go through this training that actually doesn't train you in actual health. So people that are aware of good health and how to support it, they're there to give advice and support these people. So it's the People's Health Alliance.
People's Health Alliance. And where can one find that? What's the best way to get in touch with them, do you think?
Well, they've got a website, so that's probably the easiest way.
Right.
I can't remember what it is, but it's probably the People's Health.
Okay.
The PHA.co.uk.
Yeah, so they'll find it online.
But yeah,
really.
Just Google the People's Health Alliance.
Okay.
I should have worn my T-shirt today, actually, and then you could have just
could have just swung round and put it up as a thumbnail as well.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Doesn't matter. We'll do that next time, because I've also been saying earlier, once I calm down, that I know that this won't be the last time we're doing this, because things are getting worse. We just talked about it with a couple of people there, random. They're all saying this is getting worse.
Yeah. My dad's in hospital at the moment, blood clot. My stepmother actually had to see a doctor last night because she's still not feeling well, or she wasn't feeling well, and she had a stroke. I've had a guy in our office who's had a heart attack. So and that's already happened. We're still waiting for the rest of it to happen, really. And just hope that people get the help that they need when their health does stop.
Well, I mean, we're all worried, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's have it right. I'm worried. I'm not going to go into detail here, but I am worried. I'm worried about some people. Certain people. I really am. This is the reason why I do this, because it's like, we do this, I should say, but you would gladly got on board because you feel the same as me.
Yeah.
Right, that's the point. That's
I'm
what
doing it more
unites
for
us.
the children, because I think we can't leave this world the way it is, and we've got to stop any more harm being done to them.
I'm doing this for the children, but using the evidence of the grown-ups that are being affected and saying, well, I'm not having that happen to the children. I mean, I'm lucky my daughter wasn't jabbed.
Yeah, not mine.
All right, I don't get to see her at the moment, but that's another story that can happen, I suppose. But at least she's safe.
Yeah.
And I can. Because I was getting sleepless nights. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Sweat outbreaks, really worrying. Oh my God, what about tomorrow? Because how can she withstand that pressure day in, day out? A 13-year-old girl going to school. You know what it's like going to school.
Yeah.
You used to get beaten up with all the wrong trainers, for God's sakes, right? We're in a different age now. Now it's mobiles and stuff. You only got the iPhone. Well, I've got this.
Yeah.
Right, but the fact of the matter is, she's under immense pressure over there, and she hasn't got me as a balance. I'm not in her life properly enough, so it worries me. It worries me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
No, absolutely.
And it's really sad to see family members who went along with it, thinking they're doing the right thing. They meant no malice. but they didn't really pay attention. I have to say it as it is.
Yeah.
I've been saying this now for a good number of years, as you have, as a few of us have, Nick has, you know, and still people decided to ignore what I said. Not that they should pay attention to what I say, because I often talk nonsense, but I do that for a laugh, because I take the edge off the seriousness of it all. That's what I'm doing. At the end of the day, nobody should have gone ahead with it. Fine, people did, but when it affects you yourself, your own family, it brings it very close to home, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I think more and more people are waking up to that now, because I don't think there's many families that have escaped harm from somebody or friends.
I'm just bringing the mic a bit closer, it's there.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is. It's sad, but we're having a lot of positive comments, and like I say, people are very grateful for the fact that we're even doing this.
Yes.
And raising awareness.
Yes,
so.
yes, absolutely. And I think it's scandalous what happened earlier with that group of people that came over to Bournemouth. That was scandalous.
Somebody told them to come.
Yeah, they would force, and I reckon somebody saw that last time, and that's why that happened.
Yeah, yeah. And we weren't even protesting about that. So, well, we're not protesting.
We're not protesting, are we? We're interacting.
We're honouring people that have been harmed.
Absolutely, we are. And we're also honouring those who have to cope with those who are being harmed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Because they're the ones who get unspoken about.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? That's the thing. That's why everybody's affected in this. It really is that way, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
But it won't be the last vigil, that's for sure.
Yeah, well done, Sven.
No, and well done you, Bev. No. It's a team effort, mate. It really is, you know. It is a team effort. But you do owe me £17.99 for that expensive coffee I poured you, grab mine. You know, my friend Deborah had to helicopter that in from South America, you know.
Absolutely.
So, it's a hard job getting that. Shout out, by the way, to my lovely Deborah, if she's watching. If she's not watching and watches this back, she can't make it today, unfortunately. And those who aren't making it today, shout out to all of you. We are thinking of you. I know you're all here in spirit. So we'll just do it for you for the moment, and next time we do it, you'll be here. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to go and get a coffee, and I'm not too sure how long to leave a live going. How long are we going to be here even today? What do you think? What's the time now? Not that I'm planning on leaving, I'm just saying. It's 3:20 already.
Another hour, I think.
4, 5, yeah, about that.
Just play it by ear.
Play it by ear, yeah. On my ears, you can play a lot by my ears. They're bloody massive. I know. See? I'm getting mocked everywhere I go. No, I'm kidding. You take care. We'll have a chat later again. Right. Thank you, Bev.
That's all right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. That was the wonderful Bev. Right. And I mean, when I say wonderful, I really mean that. Her heart is so in the right place in terms of, first of all, realising what's going on, and then her involvement in many things. She gets involved in a lot of stuff. And, you know, Bev is one of those women, or men, doesn't really matter, and all those 120 genders in between, you know, cares and, you know, gets involved, basically, even though she hasn't got the time to. Because these things here, this information here, is just simply too important to ignore. It's too important to not shout about. It's that simple. You know, anyone who can't see that, well, tough. They either will or they won't. Right, so here we go. Here's some up-to-date stats. This is not all from 3 years ago. This is since vaccinations were rolled out. Right. How are you finding this? What's it do for you? Hey?
I'm always on about it.
Good, well then you'll join the club.
I've lost a few friends.
Have you? Have you
I
really?
don't mind though, mate. Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Walk through this.
Well, yeah.
Do you want to stay off camera or are you alright on it? Can I turn the camera around? I'm just going live shoot. It's my YouTube channel, that's all.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
Rather not. Okay, no problem, mate. No problem. Well, I'll keep flicks on the stats because that gives people the stats to look at because I think they're important.
Yeah, very important.
You know?
Like it's, but the thing is, like, I've found with people that have had the jab and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
It scares them. The facts scare people.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
So much that they do not want to hear it, mate. It's like ignorance is bliss.
Well, I've not spoken to my parents, for example, once since they've had it done, and I know they're going to struggle. Well, they already are, right? And I can say it. I'll say it loud and clear on here. And if they're watching it at some point, you know, I don't apologise for saying this because it's just simply an observation. Suddenly, those conversations dry up, and then you find the likes of you and me dancing around it. Doesn't get addressed because there's still denial there. You know, it's like, well, no, this is the virus. We did it because of the virus. What could you not understand? It was never proven that there was a virus, ever. It was never isolated in the human body, ever.
Bro, they lied about it.
They lied about everything. Yeah.
It's like, that's only just come out now.
What's that?
The lab leak. Like,
well,
they knew about it. They didn't know.
They're guilty of millions of deaths, mate. I mean, who's going to who's going to jail for that?
No one's going to jail because the same people own the jails.
Yeah,
it's the problem. It all goes through the lodges, mate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
On it, brother.
Yeah, it all goes through the lodges.
Yeah.
The politicians aren't in charge.
No, Rothschild, mate.
Hey, and all the lodge, all the big masters and stuff, they're in charge.
BlackRock, Vanguard,
all that. Yeah.
BlackRock, Vanguard.
They all pay the same masters at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, the governments are literally puppets. The governments are sock puppets. They just basically do what they're told.
Yeah, they're in here today, gone tomorrow. You can swap a prime minister. Well, we've done it.
Yeah.
You swap them in and out. We swap what? How many?
Three in a year.
Three in the last 5 years or something ridiculous like that. Are people not seeing that? How pathetic that is.
Oh no, mate. Yeah.
You know, 1 minute it's Theresa May, next minute it's some other geezer I've never heard of, and it's like, what's going on there? They don't even matter, these people.
Do you know what? I know it all apart from one thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Why this?
Why? Why did they push jabs on people? Why?
Because it's part of a bigger agenda, and it's about unequivocal control of humans. And
New World Order, like
absolutely, there'll come a day when you won't get into a shop because what's in your blood will not keep the machine to let you through. And if you want to pay, right, you put your hand over the machine, you'll have it in your circulation, and if it'll go beep. Well, I spoke to a woman in China. She said she handles all transactions with 2 apps on her phone. Now, there ain't much of a stretch to put that information in your bloodstream. We have nanotechnology. The military have used it for 100 years, right? And it's smaller than microscopic, mate. You won't see it. It's the stuff you see spraying in the skies. I do videos about it. It's all connected, mate. It's all about control. They want to know everything. They want to be able to already tell you what you've got to do the next day. They want to be so informed about you.
You look at people like Bill Gates. When did he become a doctor?
And he'll be gone in 10 years. And then you'll have the next idiot.
Underground.
Yeah, they're all here today, gone tomorrow. And the power is those who don't have the money. Those who have money aren't powerful. Look, Bill Gates has got a boss. Right? Everybody's got a boss. My granddad said it. Everybody has a boss. Everybody. Think about it like that. Do you think the king is in charge of anything? He's just a puppet.
Yeah.
They're under the Masonic lodges. Puppets. Yeah, they're all handled, a lot of them.
They're the scene puppets.
Yeah, they're the scene puppets. They're for our consumption, mate. Yeah. They're so that you and me can buy the paper and go, oh, look, our Prime Minister said this. And we merrily go on and do our stupid jobs and pay our stupid taxes, which is fine because you need to pay to have all this working. But in the meantime, these things are...
slave race, mate.
It's disgusting. You know, they were the first to throw. They were the first. Let's have it right. They were the first to throw stats at us over the telly, telling us how bad the virus was. Then we come up with this. No one wants to know. Well, they do.
What's this about?
But you know,
it's too scary, mate.
What's this about?
Have a look. It's all there, mate.
It's a lot to do with ego and pride as well.
Vaccinations, mate. Basically, yeah, it is. It's ego. A lot of people got ego, fear. It's fear-based. You're absolutely right.
100%.
And fear doesn't work on the dead, and that's why I know it's not a depopulation program. They need people, otherwise it doesn't work. Fear only works on the living, and that's what works. You might get shut down and locked down. Well, people are scared of that. They don't want that. You know, you might get another virus, another variant. What nonsense! Did you know that they've declassified COVID-19 now? It doesn't exist anymore. Did you know that? It's mental. Officially, it doesn't exist anymore. How does that work? I'll be serious. Look it up, man. Look up the UK government website. Yeah, it's now out of the books. It doesn't exist anymore. It's done. They've just switched it off like that. Isn't that amazing? So everybody's been injected for now.
It served its purpose.
That's the point. It served its purpose, and no one's noticed that they've declassified it.
Next, they'll have another one soon anyway.
Absolutely, they will, and they'll have another one and another one until they reach their golden moment, but they think they've got the right amount to control totally.
Hold on, they're not as scared of this anymore. We'll have to do it again.
Yep. Or, oh, hang on a minute,
Lock
there's
them
a few
down.
people waking up here, we might have to do something else. Let's up our terror program instead.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
vaccine one didn't really work. And then it's back to terror. And it's back to having your bags checked. And it's back to staying indoors because some Iranian might walk past your door and blow you up or something. What nonsense. It's all crazy.
All bollocks.
It's all nonsense, all of it. All of it's nonsense, and it's all self-perpetuated by the deep state, and every country has one. And they all work together, and they all visit the lodges, and they all have masters that tell them what to do. And that's the truth. That is the truth. I know someone who's in the lodge and they told me, roughly.
Well, hopefully, mate, the aliens will change it for us.
Little green men, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
If you watch Mars Attacks, that's about as far as it will go. I'll make sure I get Grandma's music out, that'll kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, have a good day, man. Great to see you. Take care. All right, buddy. Thank you. Anyway. Yeah, it's all connected. It's that simple. It really is. And there's so many people say, yeah, we know. You know, I hear so many people telling me we know. When I ask them, did you get jabbed? Yeah. Well, then you don't know, do you? You know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Some of us were, yeah. In fact, the chap who's directly involved with the bridges he's walking around wearing a pair of braces. So if you see a guy with a pair of braces and a hat, he was on them. Did you drive past him or something?
Yeah, I just drove underneath the thing.
And tooted or something? Yeah, that's cool. And what do you think of this then, if I may ask you? The camera's not on you, don't worry.
Yes, I don't mind.
Can I turn the camera on you?
Up here, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, what's your name?
Gail.
Gail, nice to meet you. My name's Sven.
Hello, Sven.
Hiya, I'm one of the ones that are sort of doing this, but as you mentioned to me, you drove under the bridge yesterday?
I drove under the bridge, yeah. Did a lot of hooting.
Did a lot of hooting? That is Nicky's part
I'm
of that.
Gail.
Tell your relatives to stop flying the window.
Good one. Very good, Mike. I did. So, Gail, what do you think about all of this? What's your take on it, just in general?
Yeah, I think COVID jabs are, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I didn't have any. And there's
You didn't have any?
I didn't have any. My mum had one, and I stopped having any more because she's now got breathing problems. My daughter's had none. And
Good.
there's a lot of people suddenly dying.
Yes, there is. Were you just as nervous as I was about the possibility of your daughter getting jabbed?
Yeah.
Because I had sleepless nights.
You what?
I had sleepless nights over that.
Yeah.
Because when they started changing the rule that kids could decide for themselves, well, they did that for a reason. Because kids at that age like to tell their parents what to do when they're 12, don't they?
Yeah.
So why not get 12-year-olds to get parents, to tell parents what to do about this? Anyway, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, I tell you what happened with mine. So my daughter is she's 18 now.
Right.
So she would have been 17 then.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to go on a holiday school trip to the States.
Right.
So she didn't want to have the jabs, but of course when she realised she couldn't go, she wanted them.
Yeah.
And I've just said absolutely, I'm not paying.
No.
If you want to have the jabs kind of thing, you're not going. I'm still not paying. So
Sorry.
she didn't have them, thankfully. And, and she didn't go, but at least she's still alive.
And these this is the point. A trip can wait.
Yeah.
A holiday can wait.
Yeah.
If your boss tells you to get the jab or you lose your job, or you tell him to go, and then you go home, I'd rather have no money than be jabbed and not know what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's...
Yeah, no, it's awful. Let's just hope they don't start it all up again.
Is that what your worry is? Do you think that might happen?
I mean, I don't watch the news, but for the people that do, they're telling me that there's something else that they're promoting now where loads of kids are going to die. I haven't seen it myself.
Do you go online sometimes?
I do, but I've not seen...
YouTube or anything like that?
No, I've just been told. I haven't seen
Okay.
it personally.
There's quite a few people do videos about it and sort of talking about what you're saying there, because there's always, I think they dangle things in the air all the time to make you think that there's got to be something else. It's that fear, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep people scared.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, take the global warming thing.
Same thing.
I've seen the things where, back 10 years ago when it was hotter than this, they were saying enjoy the sun, just put some suntan lotion on.
Absolutely.
And now we're all terrified.
And when you look at when records began, they didn't begin very long ago. So what the hell? What's their pool of information?
Yeah.
It's just nonsense, all of it. It's all part of that plan, isn't it? Start acting like we're going to have to lock you down tonight because I'm afraid the clouds are too grey.
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or your house, they can set things alight. If they're behind it all, they will.
Yeah.
And people will really think it's that. That's the thing. They'll fall for the official line, won't they? Alien agenda, same thing.
Yeah.
What nonsense.
Yeah.
Biggest load of nonsense going.
Yeah.
Fair play to mate. Fair play to mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
100% mate.
Thank you.
People are idiots if they can't see it.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, they are. It's fear. It's fear, mate. It's all fear-based. Cheers, mate. So did you come to the last vigil? Did you know there was one last time?
I didn't know this one. I did during lockdown. I used to come to the thingy in the park. But to be fair,
Stand in the park.
Stand in the park.
And there were a couple of demos we did as well.
And I did go on the bridge. Well, no, not on the bridge. When we held the little placards out with the different things, I did that once. I got involved, but I haven't done anything since.
That's great. That's great. Well, you got involved where you could. Well, I mean, if you fancy swapping some details with one of us, anybody, Bev would, I'm sure, be delighted. Or if you trust me, we can swap details. I can give you my YouTube channel, for example, and even a phone number to stay in touch. You know, because we all have each other's numbers. We all know each other because this isn't about funny business. This is about working together. You know, and figuring out a way where people can get help. Bev mentioned something earlier where people can contact them and get help, because you can't go to your own doctor and get help and advice, because they'll throw you on a ventilator or they'll throw you on some medication because you can't breathe properly, because they're treating something and they're not allowed to really tell you what they're treating because they probably don't know themselves.
I'm surprised. Tell you what has happened to people I know recently. First one, my gardener went to see one of his friends who wasn't well. She had like flu-like symptoms. He went in to see her, used the key thing to get in. 48 years old, found her dead on the floor. She'd just been given a flu jab by the doctors.
I mean, again, you can't take anything now, can you?
But she'd had 4 jabs. And I mean, I don't know for sure that's what it is, but it's a bit dodgy. But also, one of my friends went home. Her 28-year-old husband, fit as a fiddle, lying dead on the floor. 4 jabs again. I mean, we don't know.
No, but the common denominator, isn't it? Now, if you switch the word jabs for virus and offered that to the public, they would buy that. And that really is the key thing, isn't it? So it's always the narrative tweaks that get it. You know, they don't want to know about jabs killing people, and yet when people weren't dying, or the odd one was, well, you do have flu, and we know for a fact it had a 92 or 9, a really high survival rate. Any virus does, because you survive it.
Your body's designed to survive.
Right, your body has an immune system for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting kids jabbed at 12 while they're still growing. Genetically modifying stuff in their bodies. I mean, that's what's happening. It's I can't believe it. I never thought I'd experience. This is for me dystopia. And it really is. But I mean, if you're still around for a little bit, once I've stopped the live, I'll.
My mum and daughter seem to have walked up and left me.
I'll grab a pen or something. Or do you have a phone on you?
Yeah, I've got a phone. Yeah.
Can I give you just a number, and then you can drop call me, and then I'll email you some details of something. My channel basically, and then you can find me.
Taking your number, did you say?
Yeah, and just drop call me. You just phone it once, and I've got yours. 07443. That's correct. Sven, S-V-E-N.
My favourite
Yeah, and if you just drop call me once, then it will come through as a missed call, and then I'll put Gail on the number, and then I'll put the vigil, and then I'll know it's you.
Should be ringing you now then.
Perfect. Yeah, it's ringing. Perfect. There we go, Gail. As easy as that. What I'll do is I'll get the information off Bev about what she was talking about earlier. I'll send that to you, and I'll send you a link to my channel, and a couple of other people I'll put in there as well that are worth having a look at that talk about this. If you're all right with that. Yeah, and then we can connect up, you know, and if there's ever other initiatives in between, I'll let you know.
I think my friend Julie might know. She might be part of what you do. She's quite often getting involved.
Julie who?
Julie Arch.
Okay.
She gets. There might be different groups.
I'm sure I may have seen her, because you tend to recognise faces more than names. I'm terrible with names, mate. Oh God. Head like a sieve, as my mum always says. It's me, but Julie, yeah.
Julie Arch. Just take photos. Is that all right?
You do whatever you want. It's here for all public consumption. You know, spread the word, please do. Gail, it was lovely meeting you.
And you, yeah.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cheers, thank you. Sorry. So that was Gail, and that was interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, everybody has stories to tell, don't they? So this will probably go on for another, I think, half an hour or so, maybe an hour. We will see. But the order of the day will continue, which is just simply to be here and talk and interact and align, you know, that sort of thing. I'm just going to get rid of something in the bin, no problem. I'm going to get arrested for throwing my cigarette butt on the floor. That would be allowed. Okay. So I'm going to have another little walk around, maybe grab an interview or two, so bear with me a little bit. I'll look for a suitable candidate. That's Nick with the bridges thing, with the braces.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Are you still doing that?
are you going? You going?
I was going to get someone to show me something.
Okay, are you going?
Yeah, yeah.
It was great to see you. All right, take care and, you know, stay in touch or whatever. You still on Facebook? Just, yeah, stay in touch. Take care, all right? Oh, do you? Good, you're there, you're around, that's the main thing. Good, great. See you later. Bye-bye. Sorry, Gail, what were you saying?
I wanted someone to show me.
Yeah.
Have you got a graph that shows, like...
There's some graphs up here, yeah.
So how many, like, stillbirths there were before, or how many...
Not too sure about those. If we haven't got them here, we can ask Bev, but the graphs start here, so we've got...
I want it compared to before.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to find. I just want to photograph of it when I talk to people. When they killed JF just do a video of all of that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what we have here, to be honest, because Nick basically laminated some stuff that he felt would be appropriate. So, but it's good to hear that, because we might have that for next time, Gail, you see.
Yeah, the one that I want is just, what it was like before.
Yeah,
quite an obvious one.
to compare, you know.
Yeah.
Hello, you alright? Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me.
Welcome. The main conspiracy quote is the world is run by get that?
Secret societies, mate.
Yeah, it's connected in central banks.
Secret societies.
Big corporations. Paedophilia is a good part of it. That controls people. You take them off.
Yeah, you can hear when I walk around listening to conversations that people kind of connect the dots. Some people do anyway, and they're like, you know, well, you just heard him talking about other topics. I won't mention them here because I won't give those that are in charge an excuse to pull this video. But yeah, there are topics connected to this that are not there, you know, that's not for our benefit. Let's put it like that.
Basically, you can tell people three things, three qualifications you need a vaccine. What is one, that there's no other herbal treatment, because there was, but I've done it, and that's ivermectin and
May I come over?
Yeah,
Without putting you on camera, don't worry.
Not to trample on it.
Well, I'll try and have my eyes everywhere, don't worry. Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
It's all right, I've got my foot there. Here you go. How are you finding this? All right.
Well, we came down there just here on the
I'm just asking because I'd already talked to Nick earlier. So I'm just getting a bit of feedback from my live stream just to see what people are thinking of it and all that. And were you at the last one? Did you come to the last one?
No, she didn't.
Okay. You're not on camera. You're not on camera. It's why are people getting nervous when I'm recording? I'm pointing that way. Don't worry. It's all good. All right. Thank you. Blimey. People are so nervous about just even talking. It's quite crazy, really. Don't want to go on the microphone, she said. Like, okay, not pointing it at you. It just goes to show, you know, there are people who know but want to stay anonymous. There are people who, like me, no, but have a big mouth about it and try and get as many people as possible to kind of see the light. Yeah, so everyone's different in their ways of approaching this topic and, you know, dealing with it basically. You know, that's what it is, isn't it? Now what I'm going to do is try and find somebody who's willing to get me a coffee. Not pay for it, just walk for me and grab one. Hiya, you right? So, there we go. I think I'm going to probably, in about 5 minutes, wrap this live stream up. Because I'm starting to get a bit thirsty and hungry, to be honest. Yeah, but not just that. That's been over an hour and a half now, so I think you all get the idea of what was going on here. Yeah. I'll just let the pictures speak for themselves for a little while. While I light a cigarette. And by the way, other pastimes are available apart from lighting cigarettes, in case anybody's watching this and decides to take up smoking because I've said I'm lighting one. Please don't.
Sure. But those. Let's see. And these problems, they start in your late 20s, like me, right? And then they go on and on and on, and it looks like it's just, I don't know. That alone already, it's a really big reflex. Something really big. If you were telling the truth.
Sorry? I am. I'm listening in because it's important to hear what they're saying. You know what I mean? Because he's saying there's something fishy about those things there, and I'm just wondering what he said. I'm not going to jump in or anything. I'm just interested to hear what he says. You know, I'm trying to be as neutral, journalistic as possible, mate.
You get triggered.
I nearly swore that. I do, mate. I do. I know.
I get you.
Andrea, you just talked to her.
Yes.
She's one wonderful woman.
Very interesting.
Well, I spent a few weeks, I don't know if the audience want to hear this, but tough, they're going to for a moment, but a few years ago there was a Euro tour where we went round in a minibus and set up banners in all sorts of cities throughout the Europe.
It's going to be all flat earth thing, isn't it?
That was a flat earth thing. And
we were just talking about that.
Yeah, her and her husband were on that minibus with me.
2015?
2018.
Yeah.
We were on it.
Yeah.
But they, I think, been involved since 2015. For me, it didn't hit me until 2017.
She asked me, and I said to you, like,
we had a chat about it, didn't we, last time? Yeah.
And she said that I was like that, but it took 2 years. That's a long time to sort of.
But at least
you want to understand it.
But if you want to really fully get it, I think it's better if it takes longer because it's like a friendship, isn't it? The good friendships are the one that don't just happen quickly. They grow over time, organically.
I might get there, but
you will get there because you're open-minded. No, but you will get there. I know. It's the closed-minded ones that won't get there.
Flat earthing.
Right.
She wants to come and see it.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for it.
Well, there's a social every last Tuesday, and all you do is come to me. We stand at the bar. I don't drink but we stand at the bar.
Yeah, of course there's a bar.
Well, there's a bar, Pavilion Arms, mate, and you can come along. And there are people there who have regular jobs and stuff, but they understand because they have to pay the bills. That's their opinion. I personally have a different view on that. You can do it differently, but the point I'm making is there's normal people there, mate.
Yeah.
Like you and me, Andrea. You know, you can walk past her in the street. You think, you think normal kind of, you know. And her husband, I'm trying to think where he is now. Or look for him.
I had a chat with him as well.
Sound bloke.
Where have your friends gone?
Oh,
You got here a bit late today, so I put your feed on, and I can hear you going, having a right go, and they're calling you, homophobic, and I'm like, come on, we've got to get down there.
Yeah, we've got to get down there. Need some help.
Yeah.
Is that what you heard, or was it when you went on the feed? Oh my God.
But
yeah. Well,
she said, "Oh,
sorry about
I
that.
said, I hope there's loads down there. I really do."
Yeah. Well, they were getting very disruptive. I mean, one guy stood right in my face and called me the W word. And then
that's what they do. Is it a woman or a man?
Man. But yeah, glasses, small. I mean, you just think to yourself, if you did that up north or in any city, you get clocked.
Yeah.
So why is it all right to treat us like that? Well, mate,
criminal.
It's criminal, mate. It's no. Yeah, look at that. Again, you got everything going on right there in front of you. Chemtrails galore. And here we are talking about this. We've got some young people looking out here. We've got a lot of people that walk past and look, mate.
It's very good. Because it pulls them in, doesn't it?
It does.
And like you say, you need to hear what they're talking about.
Yeah, you do. If we could next time maybe even get one more clothesline here to this one here, then that'd be brilliant.
I like the BBC where they did stuff on the BBC from there, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I like the way the local journalists like the Bournemouth Echo have come down to report this to the civilians that live here, to their own subject. What would we do without the Bournemouth Echo, who of course are not present today? No. Neither are any local radio stations, even though we've advertised this galore. Right? Yeah. Even the police knew we were down here. That's why we had those lot of idiots down here.
If she didn't have you on a whatever thing she
feed,
you
what you want, yeah.
You know, we wouldn't know. Yeah.
You wouldn't know. If you weren't connected with people on YouTube, you would not find out about these things because they don't want you knowing. And in the meantime, everybody who doesn't watch YouTube thinks you know online is bad and you're going to and don't trust online and all that. What nonsense! We've got no other option.
No.
That's the problem.
But the thing is, I like coming to these things. Is because it's very hard to find people who are on think like the same what you do. So
it is.
Certainly for me, I mix in terrible that I don't want to know. So,
yeah, it is.
I never stop talking to them and telling them that.
Mate, I just said that a minute ago. I cannot stop talking about it. I can't.
No, I'm saying.
And so I've got to. And you've got to follow your instincts. It's another thing we've been saying. Stop believing this nonsense about you can't believe it. You can't trust your eyes. You can't trust this. You've got to trust the... No.
It's credible, isn't it?
You trust yourself, not what a frigging book tells you.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
and the indoctrination is deep, mate. The ones that are woken up know that. And I'm not on about the modern day woke that people are talking about. That's all nonsense as well. I'm on about people who are truly, truly awake.
They're still not half of them, though, mate. They just
nowhere near it.
To know. You know, this is just the beginning of all this. Isn't it? It really is.
Got it, thank you. Yeah, it's just the beginning. It's exactly what a lot of people said to me.
This vaccine crap what they've given it, it's designed to be slow, 2 years, 3 years, and each passing month, but in 60s and 40 to 60, the immune system is getting less and less and less. So come winter, you'll see.
Come winter, and it will be, and all those people who are going to suffer are going to be suffering under a different title. They'll introduce something and use that as the reason for people getting ill. So they'll not think it's the jab. No. They'll think it's the next variant or something else.
Here's a fact, love.
Yeah.
Going back a year, 2 years ago, it was like 6% of people burning wood in Germany.
Right.
Now, there's not enough wood to burn in Germany because there's no fuel. You see what I'm saying? They really are struggling in Germany now. Because they've closed their nuclear reactor stuff. They got the pipeline up and running. Russia have offered Germany the oil. They're paying America 6-7 times more. So people can't afford it, mate. So
no,
everyone can't get the wood now.
Everyone is getting squeezed out, aren't they? They're turning the screw literally on everybody.
It's beginning.
In every way possible. Price hikes, unemployment, no space in the NHS because there's no staff. I know that for a fact because I have a very close friend who works for the NHS, who I've known for years. She's awake to everything, and she was saying, the NHS at the moment is an absolute mess. Absolute mess. People don't realise.
Designed to be.
Designed to be, yeah. You could make that into the most fantastic organisation in the world if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But they don't, because they're under orders, and this is what I tell people: it's not the politicians who decide this. Don't worry about Hancock and all these people. They're just puppets.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
They're nothing.
Yeah. So I was talking to this lady here again. I forgot her name.
You off? Yes. Have you got a card? You can only pay card there.
I was going to go there.
Oh, where are you going?
I don't know. Someone take cash.
Could you get me on that, please?
Yes, of course.
That's what I was going to ask you. I'll give you the money. Yeah. No, I will. I've got, I'd like to get us one.
What do you want?
I'd like a latte, please.
A latte?
Yes, please. No, thank you, because...
Oh, no, you're sweet enough.
Thank you. Bum, bum, bum. No, nice one, Paul. Great. I appreciate that. Nice one. See you in a minute. Thanks, mate. Yeah, the place behind us, right?
No cash.
We'll only take card.
Yeah.
Now tell me that's right.
Council run.
Council run, of course it's council run. Yeah, absolutely. It has to be, doesn't it?
Yep, I've been told.
Now I remember an incident at the football club when I was working one day, this is last season, and a guy came in, he started shaking, he needed something to eat, and he said he went to one of our stalls in the ground, and he wanted to pay, he got refused.
Yep.
So I, for the first time, I thought, I'll radio up. Now when I radio up, when anybody radios up, everybody hears what's being radioed, so it better be worthwhile radioing, because it goes up to the main central command centre, right, the box. And I radioed up and I said, there's a chap here.
In trouble.
He's in trouble, he needs to eat, but he hasn't, and he's got cash on him. It took him 5 minutes to radio back to me and say, oh, well, as long as he's got the right amount of money, he can pay by cash.
Crazy.
But even then, he couldn't admit defeat by saying, yes, he could pay cash. They had to add in, as long as he's got the right amount of money.
Yeah. Incredible.
It's ridiculous. I mean, talk about making it hard for
5
people.
minutes for them to decide.
5 minutes. I was stood there the whole time going, you're all right, mate, you're all right, mate.
He's got £1. If there's any more, they can keep the change.
Honestly, I was ready to go over there and buy it myself for him.
Is that every football ground now?
Every football ground. You can pay cash if you insist.
Okay.
Right? You can. They have to take cash. There's no law saying card only. Just like there was never a law saying you have to wear masks.
No.
But people still did it. Why did we know there was no law? Because you could exempt yourself.
Yep.
That's nonsense. You're not going to exempt yourself, are you, if there's a real thing going on?
I miss out, I don't go to, if they say it's only card only, I just walk out because...
If I go to a place and they say it's card only, I stand there and I then get involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
And I want to know. And if they say, well, I'm just doing my job, it's what everybody says, then I'll say, well, yeah, that's fine, but I want you to know that what you're doing is you're carrying out orders from your supervisor, who's got his orders from his manager, who's got his orders from his boss, blah, blah, and so it goes on.
Of course, that's how it works.
That's how it works. Yeah. So you got your dumb flying monkeys doing all the dirty work on ground level, knowing we can't get to the perpetrators, who are well above them. And that's the problem. You know how it works, mate.
I do.
And the same with the other lies that you're not quite on board with yet, but those lies are the same, perpetrated by the same people, well above the banks. The banks are the enforcement for ground level, the finance system. That's what keeps everybody enslaved.
Yeah.
No,
I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah. Well, it's the way it is, isn't it? That's what you observe, so it has to be right. If you're observing that, then it's got to be right. Yeah. Another soldier stumbling out of the trenches there with his...
Clap him out.
Clap him out. Well done, mate. Good shot. Well done. Good lad. Oh, good. All right. Well, speak to you in a bit, Tony, because have you got a couple of minutes' time? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Yeah? All right. I'll wait for you to get your ice cream. It was funny, just as a little bit of background. I called him Tony, then I meant Pat. Pat, the gentleman there, him and I went to hire 2 vans a couple of years ago for a demo. And as for London.
Yep.
And so we went to the place to get the vans in Bournemouth. And the lady stopped me and said, you have to wear a face mask to come in to sign for the vans. So I said, well, I'm not wearing one. My friend said, just wear one and play the game.
No.
And I said, mate, this is the battleground.
Yeah.
This is where you say no.
Absolutely.
Not when you go on a demo and you pat each other on the back, go, look at us, we're all no-sayers.
Yeah.
No. In that moment...
You play the game.
You play the game, you've lost.
Yeah.
And this is what people have to understand.
Yeah.
The battlefield is when no one's watching, when it's not on film. Everyday stuff.
Yeah.
So you have to question sometimes the conviction of people who stand around with banners in their hands as well. You do.
Yeah.
And if you're with them, you can see, well, how many of these people are really truly awake, or just a bit?
Yeah.
So you got that to battle with as well.
No, I understand that as well.
Levels, You
get in it. I've been in it enough to know now. You kind of instinctive, like about not taking this fucking emergency.
Hi, Dave. Yes.
Like taking this emergency bullshit. There's something not right.
Absolutely. Hello, mate.
All right.
How'd it go, by the way, Dave? This is a mate of mine.
Billy.
That's Billy.
Dave, good to meet you, mate.
Dave lives in the same house, well, same block as me, don't you?
Well,
ironically enough. So I'm glad to see you come along. You remembered?
Yeah, I did remember. Yeah.
Brilliant. Have you had a little look?
I haven't had time to have a proper look.
Go and have a little look and digest and all that.
Yeah,
and,
I'll get to call the sun here, Sven. I hate the sun.
Yeah? Okay, Billy, we'll talk in a sec. What do you think? What are your first thoughts on getting here, Dave? I'm not filming you, don't worry.
Okay.
What do you reckon? What are your thoughts on this?
On this?
Yeah.
Well, it it made me it did make me think a lot, and there are some things that you talked about that I either knew or was suspicious about. I've had been for years, like social engineering, and that is definitely going on.
That's definitely going on. Yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt. And that Tavistock
stuff that we were talking about. Yeah,
I looked at it online, and I looked into the background of the organisation, and they did a lot of work in psychology. And they did a lot of work for the government during World War II.
Yeah.
And my guess is that they were probably had on secret projects like black propaganda and things like that. That's a guess. But they used a lot of psychology during the war.
Yeah.
You know, to try and win it.
Well, I mean, Tavistock was mentioned in the nonsense pretend bombings of 7/7 in London, right?
Yeah.
The bus was, I mean, London has got thousands of buses, and yet they picked one that was on its way to Tavistock Square. They always have to show their hand in everything they do. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Right. That's the duality of it. That's the power of contradiction. It's their MO. It's how it always works. It's a bit like astronauts. I remember telling this. If you ever watch astronauts, in inverted commas, of course, if you ever watch interviews with them, you'll have some who say they saw stars and some will say they didn't see stars. And that's the power of contradiction. So you don't know which side to believe. So what do people do? They go with authority.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
And it's the same with this here. I heard so many people earlier who were like, well, yeah, I don't know. And I'm like, well, what is there not to know?
Yeah.
What's happened in the last 3 years, and it's getting worse and worse now with consequences of what happened, people getting ill and dying and all that sort of stuff. I've been hearing it now from, I've been doing this live feed now for 1 hour 50 minutes. And if you watch this back on my channel later or whatever, you could even have a little look at it together at some point if you want, whenever you're free over a brew.
Yeah.
You'll hear the people I talk to and what they have to say.
Yeah.
Mate, you ain't going to get that information via the BBC. Because they don't want that out.
Yeah.
I just said before, who is there here from our local media, from Bournemouth? Nobody.
No.
Nobody here is covering it. From the Bournemouth media, no one's covering it from any southern radio stations. They knew this was happening. It's been advertised for weeks. I advertised this 5 weeks ago. And so did many others. Because we're stuck with online, unfortunately, right? And that can be tampered with, and it is tampered with. They block stuff and all sorts there.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So
I mean, it's funny enough. I went to see my dad on Thursday, with my sister, and my sister was telling me that one of her friends had basically mirrored most of what you told me.
Oh, okay.
So it's there's obviously a lot of people around who are suspicious about what's going on.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of people who I've walked around earlier when I've kind of looked at them with this phone and I've asked them, can I get, but they're on our side, but they'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's also a problem. It's one thing knowing, but then how do you, I think it's important if you know, you have to get that message out. You can't sit on that information.
Yeah.
Right? But some people don't want to talk in front of the camera, right? It's fair enough. They might be doing stuff otherwise that I don't know about. That's okay. But you can see how many various different types of people there are who know, and some are willing to talk about it, some aren't, and all that. It's quite fascinating. Quite fascinating.
Yeah.
But I go and have a little look and see what we've got there. There's a lot of information, and you'll get to a couple of desks at the front there. Bev will be there, and the chap in the high-vis is called Andy.
Yeah.
They're very welcoming. They might come across sometimes as seeming a little bit busy, because they are.
Yeah.
But otherwise, go along. They're all friendly bunch, and have a little look.
Yeah.
And then we can have a chat later, mate.
Yeah.
Fancy?
Brilliant.
I'm just going to have a little chat with Pat.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, mate.
Okay.
So
are these people over there? They're members of your band? Or?
No, nothing to do with band. They're to do with there's a little organising group that have done the vigil last time, and we're doing it this time, so I'm
Yeah.
part of that group. So you'll see the others near the desk down there if you go down and have a look. Once you've looked at all these,
Yeah.
you'll see them down there and have a chat. Bev is the woman chatting with the chap with the long hair there, with the turquoise top. That's Bev. She'll be your best person to pick if you want to talk to somebody about it. Apart from me, of course.
Yeah.
And also Nick, and also Paul. All right?
Okay.
All right, man.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll speak to you in a bit. Thank
Yeah.
you, Paul.
Do you want me to hold that?
I'm all right, mate. I'm just about all right. Right, Paul, I'll be over in a second. All right, I'm just going to have a quick chat. All right, Pat, got to you at last before your ice cream melted all over your hand.
Okay.
What are your impressions of this? Because I'd just like to know from you, in general.
Is this for your YouTube?
This is my personal YouTube channel, yeah.
Okay, I think it's fantastic because one of the guys on there has just talked to somebody who she's wakened up.
Yeah.
But this is like a confirmation that what she was thinking is right.
Right.
And that's what they need.
Right.
So I think it's great. It's like, and those people who, you know, they're probably going on the fence from being vaccinated to being on the fence.
Yeah.
This is like, yeah, it's another, it's like a banner on the bridge, except this is more information and confirmation of the deaths that have happened, which no one is saying, no one wants to, you know, we've got Andrew Bridgen who raises questions about it, but this is like confirmation. There is evidence that people have died.
There's absolute evidence. There's proof, in fact, you know.
Yeah.
Proof of evidence,
So
of course.
that's why I think it's great what's being done today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's.
Well, I mean, you know, what we found out is getting worse. You know, things are getting worse now. They're not getting better. You know, people. There's more and more people suffering. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I've got direct confirmation from somebody who works in the NHS. If the BBC or whoever were to publicise what she knows about the state of the NHS at the moment, the true state, they've hardly got any staff. They've hardly. She's working constantly. This lady, who's a friend of mine, 14-hour shifts, mate. In a hospital in Liverpool. Right. Now she's not the only one.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what the hell's going on there. They're running out of staff. Where are they?
Running out of staff to go and help people who are ill.
Or they're ill themselves because half the staff got jabbed.
Yeah.
You know, that happens as well. And it's like she was saying, they were covering a lot in their shifts for people who could make it to work because they were ill, because they'd fallen ill.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's something that I read on the last Monday's Times. There's
Really?
an explosion of sickness.
Oh, really? That's interesting, yeah.
An explosion of sickness.
Explosion.
And there's about 2.5 million people who have stopped working because they're ill.
Right. And what have they put it down to? Long COVID? Or something?
Something like that.
Right.
Like that. They're not going to say it. They didn't say it. Obviously, didn't say it.
Right, they're not going to say it was from the vaccination or there's a correlation because the Times, of course, are handled by the same people as the media.
Yeah.
All together, right? They've got their bosses. You know, they've got someone at the top that says that's the narrative. And that's what we're sticking with. They have to.
Yeah, okay. That's my bit.
That's your bit. So, and how long have you been here today? Because I only noticed you a minute ago, really.
I've been here about at least half an hour, maybe an
Cool.
hour.
Yeah. Well, this won't be our last one, Pat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We're going to do this more often because it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right.
Yeah, more power.
More power. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Pat. Well, listen, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Good luck with your show.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much. So that was an old friend, Pat, who, been to demos together with him and stuff like that. And, you know, walked down streets together and watched people getting randomly pulled out of groups and bashed over the head with batons and thrown in the back of meat wagons with darkened windows and mirrored windows, no ambulances in sight, all that stuff, thrown off coaches, kidnapped and kept on coaches, as was the case in Hillingdon. If you don't know about that, then feel free to look on my channel and go back a couple of years and you'll see Uxbridge and all that, and it's what happened on the coach when we were kept against our will for over 3 hours by the Met Police, which was a total act of entrapment because the police watched us board the coaches that we eventually were told we shouldn't have been on in Bournemouth. So they allowed us to drive into a trap of nearly 100 police officers at Hillingdon train station in Uxbridge. That hasn't been sorted yet, that situation. That there'll definitely be some sort of solution that will be reached on that, because that's still ongoing, because it's a big thing. You know, you're talking over 30 people kept against their will. You know, people with their daughters were on board, they were elderly on board, there were standard normal straight people in terms of who crack on with their jobs every day and keep their heads down, who were on board, and yet they were treated like the last criminals on earth. You know, and of course when you visibly treat someone like the last criminal on earth, well, any bypasser who doesn't know any different will jump on the side of the guy in the office in a uniform, won't they, and go, well, yeah, must be true, because the police are whacking them over the head, or whatever they're doing. This is coming from somebody who nearly joined the police, by the way, many years ago, when I left college. But anyway, that's a long time ago, that is. Yeah, so amongst all these people here that I know, at least, there are lots of stories to be told. Lots and lots and lots. Books could be written, that's for sure. But it's nicely picking up now. You can see it's nicely in full flow now, the whole thing, which I quite enjoy watching, I've got to say. So, as I promised before, I'll just let the pictures do the talking, and I'll resume my narrative in a few minutes, so I can drink my coffee, amongst other things. Speak to you in a bit. The pictures will still be running, so don't go away. I hope my picture's not too wobbly. I did promise not to say anything for a couple of minutes, but I'm just saying. Thank you. I'm sorry? See the youth for today, hey? Talking with their mouths full. Terrible, honestly. What were you saying? I'm sorry. You'd like to look at my channel? Fine, yeah, I'll give you my channel name. You can see this live stream as well. You watch it back. One word, capital P on the end of Sven, and then the avatar is a few domes on the top of a building. It's actually in Leeds. You'll see the avatar. It's an old world building.
I don't know what an avatar means.
It's the site. It's the picture you see next to the name.
Oh, okay. Avatar.
That's the picture. That's called. It's the old world building roof. It's the roof of the building. Yes.
Did you just rock up here and just put this down? And...
We did this. This is the second time we've done this now. It's myself, Bev,
don't
and
need permission for...
we don't ask for permission, mate.
Yeah.
Because the police, every time we interacted with them, they were a pain. And our last big demo, the biggest demo we ever had in Bournemouth, there was not one police officer there. So we have absolute proof that we're more than capable of doing this without being chaperoned by the state. So we don't tell them anymore. So that's an executive decision between 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah, true.
Right, because this is for the public. If they're going to stop us doing this,
yeah, freedom of information.
Freedom, vital information.
Yeah.
Vital information. We're not just talking about, you know, a football match here. So yeah, we just rocked up and did it like we did last time. And we were lucky we got the same spot as well, so that was good.
Ben, are you one of the big drivers of this?
Yes.
Well, is there any chance we could do something like this in Salisbury?
Absolutely there is. Absolutely there is. And I can even get some banners from here, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll lend me some. Or even help out with us if we can get there. You know, if we can get maybe a van and get all of us over there, we can do it there as well. Absolutely. We've got all the kit, haven't we? We've got everything here, look.
Yeah.
So, you know, if the people involved, like myself, have got the time and we arrange a date where we say, right, Salisbury will do this instead of Bournemouth, we can do it.
Yeah. It's just like I got to find a site, which is a fantastic site, but so much, you know, traffic going through.
It is, and you want a place of footfall. Like in Salisbury, there are one or two. I know Salisbury quite well because I lived there for a little while. Well, I live in Tidworth, which is just up the road, military garrison.
Yeah, so where were you thinking in Salisbury?
Well, there's a couple of places. There's one near the Guildhall. You can either go behind it, so you get away from all the scallies out the front who are hanging around there. There's a big football area near the George Mount. In and around where the gate is towards the cathedral would be a place to do it. The cathedral grounds would be a place to do it. As long as it's a place that's of public use like this is a public park.
I'll tell you what,
So we'll have a look. We can
I
have a
was
look.
on the Guildhall.
Guildhall, yeah.
I was out there with UKIP years ago.
Right.
And they told me this is private property. Get off it.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll pick a place that isn't private property. I will check it up. I'll check it up. What is private property? What is public property or whatever, and then we'll sort it out.
Yeah, I think I know a place now. We're just realising it's called the Marketplace in Salisbury.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm up for that, mate. Doesn't have to be Bournemouth. We can switch it to a different town. I mean, preferably it would be good if we do Bournemouth and Salisbury simultaneously. I'd like it like that. We need to spread this and have more towns doing it simultaneously. That's what we really need. See what I mean? So if we could have someone like, let's say you'd be our guy in Salisbury, for example, and then we'd have another guy, our guy in, let's say, Southampton, and another one in Portsmouth. Now, we've got connections, now everyone's listening to this live, by the way, but I'm just saying, we've got connections in every town in the south coast of England, every town.
Right.
You know? So it's not too difficult to say, Weymouth, for example, let's rock up there. The same day Bournemouth do. The same day Salisbury do. Suddenly you've got 3 of these going. Well, how fantastic is that? But we can start by doing one in Salisbury and then seeing. If you fancy. Yeah, I'll help you out on that, yeah. I'll make myself available for that, mate. So yeah, count me in if you want to.
Right, we've
got each other's numbers, haven't we?
Facebook or numbers.
Yeah.
And,
oh, okay. I was thinking. So
yeah.
I didn't realise.
Cool, count me in. All right, mate.
No
problems.
I mean, some of them you've been telling me.
So there we go. There is, of course, enthusiasm around doing this, and like I just said, yeah, we can do Salisbury, for example, but we really need to be doing them simultaneously, right? So you need not just Bournemouth, but you need Salisbury and what I was mentioning there, all to do it together. Because I personally don't see enough of this going on. I just don't. But of course, you're not going to if you don't know who's doing it online or whatever. How are you going to access them? The information that is of somebody doing this sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to go up here again. Excuse me, watch your back. Sorry, mate. Sorry, no problem. No, stay there. All good. We'll walk along here just to show you again. And this is, like I said, just the tip of the iceberg. Absolute tip of the iceberg. Yeah, we could have had. I mean, we got so many of these cases. It's just crazy. You know, we had to literally just go, no, we can't have that one, can't have that one. It was awful, really. It wasn't a nice process to leave some behind and just do so. We didn't really pick and choose like that. We said, okay. You all right, mate?
How's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
You should show that as well.
I've been showing it, I stream live.
Yeah?
Yeah, I stream live, mate, yes. This is a live stream now, people are watching, because there are a lot of people in it happy or not happy about their relatives falling over with heart attacks and stuff, because they've been jabbed.
I see.
Yeah, and those who haven't.
being one of them, I suppose.
Well, I've been jabbed and I've never had a cold in 4 years. So I don't know why they were telling people that we'd all fall over dead, because we weren't. Hospitals were empty, I know that, because I was there. And I work in a place where you should have had a half the football ground falling over dying, but they didn't.
I'd say the moral of the story is, if you're telling the truth, why lie?
Exactly, and I'm telling the truth. I know that the vaccine kills people.
I see.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah, it is.
So it killed Kim Jong-un as well. Then.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. Do you know if Kim Jong-un even existed?
So Kim Jong-un, he's dead now.
Yeah, is he? Don't know. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. You tell me. These are all proven cases. Well, you've got Squid Game on the back of your t-shirt. That says it all, mate. See you later. Anyway, so don't know what the hell he was on about there. I just was, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you have to be careful with some people, because maybe they don't necessarily mean it like they say it, or I don't know, whatever. There are many reasons, aren't there, for the behaviour of somebody. I mean, I have my reasons for acting out sometimes as well, I'm sure. You know, I struggle around this stuff. Honestly, I'll tell you very honestly, you know, it's a topic that's going to be on my mind for the rest of my life. It really is. You know, it saddens me, it hurts me, it frustrates me, it angers me. And I'm not just talking about myself, but in this moment I have to just talk about myself, can't talk for others. It's disastrous, and it's a tragedy. And it's going to be the old story. People will only realise. I hope this time they won't wait until it's too late, but normally that is the case. Hello, love, you're right. Good. Hi, love, you're right. Do you mind if I listen into the convo while I'm going? Like, I'm showing the audience this. I'm part of this little bit here, right? And I just want to. It's good to hear what people are saying about it. It's important because everybody feels the same way.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
But I won't put you on the camera. Don't worry.
Wait, so here he is. He's high up as well. He told me do not touch that vaccine. I had feet, and then I had problems with my breast. They told me do not touch the vaccine. So I was told by doctors and nurses, do not. I'm not
There are the occasional good eggs, aren't there?
But everyone got silence. I mean, I got shadow banned over on social media. When I was set, I mean, with my friend's husband who's up there, I was posting. She was told that she was a liar. She got shadow banned. She had a massive following. She got removed on social media.
I'm banned all the time.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
I went down. Sorry to interrupt. Right, I'm doing this for my YouTube channel.
That's fine.
And the thing is, now I do videos. I don't even. I drop probably 2/3 of my normal views. Subscribers are going down. Facebook's not really going out. I try Instagram, doesn't really go out, and all the other platforms, they're just as controllable, aren't they? And the BBC have got it wrapped up because they're not publicising it because they're under orders, because they're owned by the same people. And this is the problem that people don't understand.
Don't trust the BBC.
Don't trust any of them. They're all
the whole Jimmy Savile thing,
mate. They're all connected.
And now Hugh Edwards. Wow.
But they're all connected to the same powers. And I won't go into what they are, but they have them based in every town and village.
Of course they do.
You know what I'm on about, right? And they all have funny handshakes. They run this world. Well, they run the world, and they all have to be a Mason. The people you just mentioned are Masons. They have to be. Otherwise, you'd never hear of them.
No, that's right.
And us little ones, we have to do our own thing, and then we get whoops. Blocked.
Here's another little
You know?
anecdote. A neighbour of mine, his wife has been healthy all her life, 67.
Excuse me.
Never had a jab in her life, and then obviously under pressure she and he both took first two, then came the booster, and at Christmas last year she had her booster, and then during Christmas she started to complain of very bad backache to the point where by about the 3rd or 4th of January she was in agony. She couldn't move. She said to Jerry, she said, you're going to have to take me to Poole Hospital.
Tommy, thank you very much for your support there, mate. I appreciate it. And Ellie, you too, of course. I just checked the chat out. I dropped the phone there. Is this still filming okay? Is it the right way around and all that? Could someone just put a thumbs up for me, please? That would suffice. Just dropped my phone there. Don't know what happened.
Have you seen that?
Died suddenly. That was a
Died
production
suddenly.
by Oracle Films, wasn't it?
That, I mean, you could even call the local, like, funeral directors and everything, wasn't it? Up in Milton Keynes and stuff. But the blood clot's coming out.
Well, I said this story a minute ago. A friend of mine's sister is an embalmer by trade.
That's it, yeah.
And she is now finding pacemakers on most of the body she has to clear. And also all the internal organs and intestine stuff all have blood clots riddled across the body. Now, I'm not wanting to scare anybody here, but I'm just saying they are the facts that you're never going to hear from your media. No, they're not. They're horrible. And have you heard of the Morgellons or whatever they're called, right? They're pulling they're pulling out the heads, out the scalps and stuff. There's stuff in people's bodies moving about. Yeah, what's going on here? You know what I mean? It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
They covered the whole BBC in this, didn't they? I'm sure.
And have you noticed there's no one here from local media covering this? And we've advertised it like over a month. On all platforms. There's no one here.
I mean, I still bang on about it, and people are like, "Oh, mate,
Gotta keep banging on about it.
Yeah, but COVID might have got.
No.
To me, COVID was
Never happened, mate. It was a patented thing. Do you know it's been declassified now? I said this earlier. COVID-19 has been officially declassified. It's been written out that it's been now crossed through. It's crazy.
On March the 19th, 2020,
Are you
it was
all right
downgraded.
on camera? Yeah, on film, I mean.
On March 19th.
Are you all right on film or rather not?
rather not only because of my daughter.
No worries. No
March
worries.
19th, 2020, it was downgraded on the government website to a non-high consequence infectious disease. And on the 23rd of March, lockdown.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, how does that work? How does that work? And it had nothing to do with health, because the bus driver didn't have to wear a mask, and yet I was getting kicked off on the way to Poole for not wearing one. And I'm saying, well, she's not wearing one. You know what they said to me? Well, it's more bus policy that our staff don't have to wear masks. So I said, well, then it's clearly not about health then, if some people are allowed to wear masks and some people don't have to wear them.
A few weeks ago down the beach, it was just about, really badly, came and told me it was bad. We started talking, and
Are you all right on now if I do it? There's no one there? Right, that's fine, that's fair enough, okay.
Yeah, we were just talking. Now, he worked in the hospital, just changed, like the bins, the bedding, everything else like that, and he actually said to me, did you take the vaccine? I went, don't be ridiculous, mate. I said, I don't trust no one. And he worked in hospitals, and he said it was all faked. Apparently, I couldn't quite understand what he was quite telling me, but he said that the hospitals had sold on whatever it was. So then they brought in a whole load of new equipment, new desks, new tops, new this, new that. And he said, not once did we ever have to wear face masks, not once did we ever have to wear any, and I'm dealing with sick blood, everything from the bins. He covered all the hospitals, but he was just saying it wasn't what they were telling me it was. And I worked in the hospitals. But even when I had, so they suspected that I had breast cancer back in 2021, when I went to have all my tests, I was in a changing room with 3 dirty gowns, no, and I literally said, I thought that this was a high infectious disease. Why am I getting and they were like, no, you're absolutely fine, don't worry about it. You're absolutely fine. But I'm saying but I just couldn't get my head around. I couldn't get my head around it on a normal day, do you know what I mean? I didn't really want to be in a dirty changing room, but
my 86-year-old mum, she had a terrible fall on the Isle of Wight. Unfortunately, a dog, a beloved dog, dragged her over off the front doorstep, straight down, broke her hip and 2 ribs. She obviously was in St Mary's Hospital on the Isle of Wight for a very long time, but I jumped in the car, I went over and I told the ward, I'm coming and you're letting me in, because this was during lockdown. And so I arrived, parked my car, security guard said you can't come in. I said, well, the ward knows I'm coming in, I've already told them. Well, I'm the security guard and you're not coming through. And I said, right, well, in that case, I'll just stay here until you do let me in. And in the meantime, with that mobile phone that you've got in your pocket there, you phone the ward for me, please. So, phoned the ward, spoke to the ward nurse, the sister or whatever. She said, yeah, I confirmed that you told us you were coming. You're going to have to wear a spacesuit if you come in. I said, fine, no problem. That's absolutely right. I just want to see my mum. So I went in, I went up the stairs, I went to the ward, I pressed the button, the ward door opened. I wasn't asked to put on a spacesuit. They had no masks on. I was accompanied into my mum, who was just there, and they made me a cup of tea and a piece of cake. And I sat with her for 2 hours, and I just thought to myself, my God, what's all the fuss about? Extraordinary. And
well, it's madness, isn't it? I was once refused entry into my GP for important medication because I refused to wear a mask. Same reason why I lost my job at Bournemouth Football Club, for refusing to get a test. And no one talks about it. They pretend to be all community friendly, but below the surface, don't even go there. No. But anyway, I went to my GP. The woman stands there in her nurse uniform and tells me to go away. So I'm like, no, I'm not going anywhere. And I look through the window, and my friend who went in, she went in with a face mask because she really needed, and she came back out. She had to go there a second time. She said nobody in the waiting room wore a mask. Nobody. So it's like you have to wear one to get in. Remember the one in the restaurant? Wear one on the way to the toilet, and then when you're at your toilet, at your table, you can take it off.
Of course, it's
okay. Very clever virus. How are you going to eat on a plane? If you're doing transatlantic flights, you have to hold your breath. Do you know what I mean? I nearly pointed the camera out, but I didn't quite. So
I had it with her when I had the doctors, and they said we'll see her in a car in the December. See her in a car park. Strip her off there in the rain, and I went, "Are you mental? My daughter's 5 years old.
Jesus.
5 years old, all because I wouldn't get her a PCR." And I said, "But she's not displaying symptoms of COVID." So, and then if I go for a PCR, then I've got to self-isolate.
Does anyone remember when having no symptoms was a symptom?
Yes.
Act like you've got it. It said on the bus. In the bus stop, I was sitting in a bus and there was a big sign saying, act like you've got it. I'm like, what are they on about? Act like you've got it. What the hell does that mean? Do I have to walk around sniffing? And then here's another one, right? Why do you have to go up my nose, into the pineal gland, of course, right, the third eye, when I can infect you from 1 metre away if I sneeze in your face? Surely you should be able to get a particle and just test that.
What about Black Lives Matter? That, no one caught COVID from Black Lives Matter, but when Donald Trump done his rally, everyone
Super
had
spreaders.
I remember doing a podcast right, and one of the clips we used was Donald Trump talking about how he knew exactly the size of the windows in the hospital in Queens where all these dead bodies are being stacked up because everyone was dying in the streets. No, they weren't. Did you see that? Did you see the hospitals full and people keeling over? And by the way, nice little chemtrail there, bit of chemtrail action.
I'm just thinking that.
Chemtrails as well. It's not a figment of our imagination. This is the thing, so much of it. And we're hit from all angles. Food, whatever, you name it.
I don't know.
Yeah, and the reason they had that was because they weren't scared by any virus.
Because they knew what.
Yeah.
But still people,
they're bastards, they should all
And
be
all
punished,
this
they should
nonsense
all be-
about they had a party when they shouldn't have, that's just distraction. Right from the word go, they were told, don't worry, it's for the public, this and this is going to happen. Do you think the top stars like David Beckham got jabbed or Paul McCartney, they're assets? You're not going to jab your assets. That's nonsense. You know, the record companies are all part of that Tavistock project that are tied in with the top, with the Masons. It's all connected, right? Oh, mate, we have got no chance if you look at it. The only thing we've got is sharing the information and waking people up.
Every time they do a big story now, it's like that submarine and everything else.
Nonsense.
That's just
Johnny Depp.
It's just a cover for something big of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Everything I see now, the whole Philip Schofield, just like what's actually going on.
All nonsense, mate.
It's funny, isn't it? When you know, you can't unknow, can you? Everything, you question everything now.
Everything, exactly.
It's that white car syndrome, isn't it? When you buy a white car, you suddenly see them all, don't you? Every car's white suddenly. Oh, look, another white car, right? It's like how it happens, isn't it? You suddenly.
I'm just absolutely amazed.
Don't start me on electric vehicles.
Oh, don't start me on that. We had electric. Here's one. Did you know we had?
Just to turn it off, get the car to drive back.
You know how many towns are built on top of tram lines that are like 200 years old? We've had electricity from the 1800s, early 1800s. So why are we on petrol? Well, we're not now, are we? They're flipping us back. Because guess what's coming? A smart system, which means you can't fart, excuse my language, without them knowing. In fact, they'll know in future when you fart because they know what you've bought in the shops that makes you fart in the first place, kind of thing. I know it sounds a bit grotesque, but the fact that's where it's going.
You've got
It's happening.
cashless now.
Oh, mate, don't get me started on that.
No, I say we're literally going to go like China.
You can't go.
Going
Yes.
like China.
You know you can't buy anything there without a card. It counts a run. I spoke to someone from Shanghai on Tuesday. She said all her financial stuff is done through 2 apps on her phone. No one in China handles cash. No one. It's mental. Do you want that? No, I don't want that. I don't want mine controlled by some guy who's sitting at a computer going, you know what, he didn't behave today, we'll block him from going in the pharmacy.
Or freeze your account.
That's what happened. Or freeze your account.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's mental. We're heading full force into that. Guys, see you soon. Take care. Check out the live stream when it's no longer live. Hey? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, where's the competition then? You know what I mean? It's a different ballpark, isn't it? Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Thank you for coming, I really appreciate it. Good to see you. We'll have a chat at some point. We'll sit down, away from all this, be great. Bye, mate. Take care. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye, Billy. See you later. Bye.
Are you filming?
I am filming, but I won't film your face if you don't want to.
It's about the COVID.
It's about people who have
not agreeing being vaccinated.
Not agreeing, yeah. Well, but no, this is not about opinions. This is about showing that we've all been affected because I've had family members who've been injected who aren't healthy.
Oh, they probably
so
had
I'm
bad
suffering.
health today.
Well, yeah, and lots of people,
right
know
then,
people.
And then they put it down to the COVID injections. That's not true.
Well, what is it then? What is everyone dying
Well,
of
they
then?
had health problems already. You just said that.
Yeah, before they got the injection. Yeah, that's right. Did you get injection?
Yeah, free.
Yeah? Did you have no side effects at all? None at all? None?
No.
Well, then you're lucky.
40 people I work with had it and they were fine.
What, had the jab? That's funny, because I know 3 members of my family that when they got jabbed were in bed ill. So maybe they got a different batch.
Did they have health problems?
No, they didn't. They were my age. My sister's 5 years younger than me. I'm 50. So no health problems. And guess what? I didn't get jabbed. And I definitely have no health problems. I've been healthy for 5 years. How do you explain that? even though we had a virus that killed everyone apparently. It's amazing, isn't it? Some of us were probably carriers, weren't we? Like me.
Yeah, I had it twice.
I never had it because it didn't exist. You didn't have COVID, you were told you had it. You didn't have that. Anyway, have a nice day. Anyway, where were we? Hello. Hi. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree
it was
with you.
fake. It felt like I was in a movie set.
Yeah, me too. That's what we're talking about. All these cases here are true cases. They're all for everybody. And this is nothing. Yeah, it's to control
the world.
And I'm glad you're noticing.
So do you think COVID is real then or not?
No, if it was real, it would carry on.
COVID was patented. It was patented. You can't patent anything, make it yours, copyright it if it's not natural.
Yeah, no, I reckon it's
You know the amount of
it's total bullshit.
You know what people have been saying? Like, what I noticed that many people were dying every day. They said 10,000, 20,000. You'd see ambulances going up and down.
Yeah, it didn't happen, did it?
And it was weird because people said hospital wards were empty.
There were. I went to them. Yeah, they were. I did videos on them and they got pulled from my channel. So why are they pulling those videos from my channel? Well, because
when my dad got the third jab, his arm was in pain.
Did you get? You didn't get jabbed, did you?
No, I had
Good.
to right at the end because I was travelling. So I was. But we were against the jab.
Yeah. Don't ever take any more if you can help it. Don't take. You don't have to. Say no.
This is all fake. It felt like it was
You do it for yourself. It's only your life that matters. It doesn't matter what other people tell you. It's your life.
I know, but they want
decision.
to control.
They want to control, and they are controlling.
Yeah, they control it.
That's why there's people arguing because they're creating a divide, right?
No, because they're what do you call it, like zombies.
Well, they are now. Because they were zombified before the jab, then you get the jab, then they turn into mega zombies. You know what I mean? Almost.
People are saying that they die from flu. People die over flu. So why don't we have the masks then? Because people are carrying.
Because it was all a lie.
Yeah.
Because you could exempt yourself anyway when they said face mask.
It's relabelled flu.
And I hardly ever get
relabelled it as COVID.
I hardly ever get the flu. I get it after 3-4 years. So how would I be carrying it?
You're not. It's lies. It's all lies. Like I said to the woman just a minute ago, I had one illness in 5 years. One.
I've got healthy.
You know, for 50 years of age, that's not bad going. You know, so.
My dad, the third jab. But Dad, why did you do it? When he gets frozen,
his whole arm, his shoulder.
Stiff. Yeah, for 2 years.
Stiff. Yeah. I know people who lost.
Died after the third jab.
I know people who were paralysed after the jab, for example. They lost the use of their arm. Stuff like that. Because I think they put different stuff in the different jabs. And they'll know they're different batches. Well, yeah, and they won't all have the same bad effects because they'll have different things in them. Because like you rightly said, it also served as an experiment because they've never done this before.
You know, the first time after the first lockdown, and I saw people had this gas. They felt like people walking around.
Plague of the zombies, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt like time was stuck.
Unbelievable.
It was weird times.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird times.
And it could come back, couldn't it?
I'm telling you,
Something similar will.
Since the new innovation and technology, I feel like it's artificial.
Well, it's going all the way.
I feel like I'm in an artificial.
You are. That's why. But you feel like that because.
But in the 90s, I never felt like that.
And in the 2000s, I didn't.
No,
but now I do.
2000, now I feel like I'm in
Now I do as well. Oh, poo.
I feel like I'm in a real existence.
Yeah. I'm just
like sci-fi.
It is like a science fiction film. It's just we still have normal stuff. No, you can't get anything there unless you pay by card. That's where it starts.
And all along the front too.
Yeah. See, I when I go there and I don't realise and they say pay card, I'll stand there and have an argument with them. I will because I can't accept that.
Yeah, I can't accept it.
I can't accept that.
And
What do you mean? I want to pay cash. I've got cash. Let me pay cash.
They want to
digitalise everything so that you're easily controlled with the push of a button.
You know, the
AI and there's other things.
The people that accept that just get the tyranny, they keep it going.
But if everybody boycotted that, they would take cash next week.
They would, that's what I said.
But people aren't boycotting it, they're not awake.
Totalitarianism historically.
So you're not on camera, by the way, darling. I'm pointing this way.
There is politics is broken. So totalitarianism.
Oh yeah. It is.
Historic.
It is. Yeah. Watching us everywhere. They're watching us doing this now. We had a group of idiots here.
Smart TVs, I heard they could
Oh, they can hear us and all sorts. Yeah, don't worry about that.
And the chips might
Well, over my dead body, they'll come.
Well, I said this earlier in the video. I think it's actually the liquid in the blood veins that's going to be the problem. When we talk about chips, I think the controlling element will be that it will be in your system for good, which means you'll be detectable by certain machines. Say you enter the London Underground, for example. If you don't have a certain liquid in your blood, it won't let you in. You know, that sort of thing, right? And nanotechnology, you can have everybody's bank details on it as well. You can have everybody's details on that. And all they have to do is scan what you've been injected with, and that will do. So that's where I think it's going. And in the meantime, they're
most people,
you know,
are immune to it.
they don't care.
They want.
They don't care enough.
They don't care.
But they don't realise.
They don't realise.
No, they don't realise.
They're not aware.
And they're too busy mocking people like us who actually are trying to help them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to help people by doing this. I'm not doing this for fun. Yeah. They don't want to.
None of my family want to know the truth.
Well, you know.
They've been, what is that called, brainwashed?
No, right from the off. They wouldn't listen.
Indoctrinated.
Right from the off.
Indoctrinated.
Yeah, indoctrinated.
Yeah.
You know the Matrix.
Well, it's similar. It's similar to that. I mean, it's full
Because
control,
when he
isn't
says to
it?
him, if you take this pill, you'll stay in that.
If only it was that easy. If only they offered me a pill, one colour or the other. But we're not going to get that. So we have to force our own kind of thing. I mean, look at this. You know, we're not making this up. You know, these are real stories. You know.
But I used to hear people saying, "Oh, so and so has died from COVID," but then you never actually saw it.
No. You never saw it. You never saw the person.
It's only when the person used to enter the ward, some people used to go. I never saw people coughing.
No, COVID never existed.
Yeah.
It never existed. They relabel the flu or any other illness as COVID.
Yeah. So if it was that bad, it would carry on right now. Why did they stop it now? All of a sudden they stopped it after 2 years. If
Now
it was that bad, it would carry on.
Now they've totally declassified COVID.
They did, right?
They totally declassified. It's done. It doesn't exist anymore. So think about that. What that means.
Classified it in the first year.
In March, wasn't it? Yeah, he was telling us
As soon as I
earlier.
got my injection, which was last year, that's when they stopped it. Last year, because I had to be travelling. So as soon as they weren't even checking on
But
the
hang on a minute. There's the problem, right? You didn't have to travel. You could have waited a year.
I know my friends. said
They could have waited a year. Why did it? This is my point, right? Suddenly, when they were rolling this out, everybody wanted to travel, and I never understood it. I thought you never used to want to travel. Why are you in such a hurry to travel now that they've got the jabs? What the hell is that? Just wait a year.
My friend did say when it started, wait 2 years, what's they going to get rid of them?
Yeah.
Did you put these up, Sven?
No, I didn't put them up. Bev put them up with Nick, and we had help. We had help with Paul, who sat there. I'm not filming him. I'm filming. Thank you for your time. And you know, we're going to be doing this again in a month or two.
We will be doing it again. So have a look, see again.
So have you got
I can give you a link to a.
No, I'm from Birmingham.
I'll give you a link to a channel.
Oh, okay.
It's YouTube, and then from there I can send you some links.
Oh, have you got a YouTube?
I'm streaming on it right now.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of views?
My views have been pushed down.
Oh, boy.
Because I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about that in the sky. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the shape of the earth as well. All that sort of stuff. Things that we're lied to about, you know.
What name do you come under?
Sven, S-V-E-N. Sven S. On YouTube. Yeah, no problem. In the meantime, I'll just film this.
You know, it's not reality.
No.
In the 90s, early 2000s.
It's totally, things have changed.
I'm 80s as well. I don't feel like it's reality anymore.
No, me too.
I feel like I'm passive.
But Birmingham Brummies refused to pay the ULEZ nonsense fines, didn't they? I read. You know, ULEZ? Have you heard of it? Low emission zones.
Oh,
the fines.
Really?
I heard, yeah, loads
we
of
do have it
Birmingham,
in by town centre.
loads have refused to pay it.
Right.
I'll put it up when I get internet. I'll put it up because I don't.
All right, that's on YouTube.
Okay, thank
And
you
it's
very
the
much.
picture that's next to it is with an old world building. Get that one with the spires. There's an old roof of an old building with spires on it, 3 domes on it.
Oh, okay.
You'll see it, and then you'll see video. Do you see my face?
All right. Thank you very much.
What was your name again, my darling?
Roommate.
Hey?
Roommate.
Roommate, nice to meet you. My
What's
name's
your
Sven.
name? Sven. Oh, that's right.
That's right.
And yours? Yeah.
Well, I know him.
We all know each other.
Yeah,
we know each other.
Yeah,
we're all acquaintances. Everybody knows each other.
Freedom fighters.
They're all the same. Their policies are the same.
Yeah, because they're run by the same people, well above, and they do it in every country. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway.
The Labour Party leader.
I'm going to move on now that you're talking about politics. See you later. See you later. Take care. Anyway, there we have it. So, very interesting few things that the lady said there. See you later. Yeah. I won't say any more to that. I'm sure you heard a lot of what was said there. Quite incredible. Yeah, beautiful gardens. Look at this, sunflowers. Very nice setting. I'm just going to stand in the shade for a second because that is quite warm in the sun. Can underestimate it a lot. But yeah. Good turnout today from people, you know, who hold this cause, if you like, dear to their heart. And you got a very good friend of mine once said to me, you know, follow your passion. And unfortunately, this has become one of mine. And it takes up a lot of my time. Just think about it.
Yeah.
I don't even want the stranger to think that I'm anywhere interested. Remotely interested.
Remotely interested. Nah, that's the problem. People are so bloody blind. Not remotely interested. It's quite funny, and that's the thing. And you can see the insecurities because they start laughing and stuff and all that, and it's just sad. It's very sad more than anything else. I have to learn to not let it trigger me and just see it as unfortunate that people, some, not all, of course, you know, hold their noses up at it and think they know better and walk away and not remotely interested. Such snobbery around it, you know, as if they know better. They know nothing. That's the problem. People who know nothing and shout instead of getting their facts right. You know, I could list you a whole load of facts. I'm not going to. I could list you a whole load of facts that totally destroy, and I mean destroy, the official narrative. But I'm not going to. Not right here. It would take too long. I'm just going to use the bin and do the right thing. And then I'm going to take another little walk along here and see if we can get a little bit more interaction and a bit more feedback, because that's what we want. I want to know what's on people's minds.
Funded to $650 million.
Hello, you right?
I'm
filming this. No, because you look like I'm not filming you, love. Don't worry.
You don't believe in coronavirus? She's not worried about that.
Okay, because she looked very concerned when I was holding her. Okay.
She's not worried about that. It's a cold.
Okay.
It's a cold virus. Yeah. The coronavirus is a cold. Right?
Okay, so what would you say? What would you say to the people who've died from coronavirus and their families who've died?
Nobody died of coronavirus. 99.8% survival rate, unless you had a what do they call it?
Comorbidity.
Yeah, right. Unless you had an issue beforehand, then you were likely to die.
I know 4 people.
And that's a fact, by the way.
So what about people without any underlying health conditions?
Who died that didn't have underlying health issues? Who died of COVID that you know was top fit?
You can't say every single person.
I know exactly the
So
people.
you're saying every single person who's died from coronavirus?
Everyone I know everyone who I know.
How many people do you
Well,
know?
how many do you know? You're stood here like you know.
I like this fact.
No, how do you know? How many people do you know that died of COVID? 4. And they were all top fit, were they? When they died? No, I'm asking you a question. What are we laughing for?
I don't really care.
No, I'm just saying. No, you're looking at me like I'm saying something wrong, and I'm not.
Because I like hearing other people's point of view.
Okay. Because I heard you say the word believe, and belief is the absence of knowledge, mate. That's what belief is. It's hope. It's not knowledge, is it?
Knowledge isn't what
belief is not knowledge.
Is going and looking
belief
for it
is
for yourself.
hoping. Well, that must be true because it fits what I want to believe in. Now, I know it might destroy your belief system, but the fact is, COVID was what do you call it? Patented?
It was gain of function fiddled with a virus in Wuhan in
But
China.
what did they? It's registered, right? It's patented. And you can't. Right, thank you. So this chap needs to know that. Please tell him that. That's not from me, because he thinks I'm the one getting aggressive here. Maybe from a nice lady who's got the same message. I'll go away before I get triggered. Have a nice day, and you believe on. Can't talk to people like that, I'm afraid. When people stand there with that attitude, smiling and smirking in your face, already ready to mock you, I'm not going to do it. Best thing to do is just walk away, and that's what I'm going to do, because I have to think about my own nervous system. Because this is what it's about. It's about you feeling all right in all of this, whatever it is you're doing. Okay, Pat, see you off.
See you.
Thank you, mate. Take it easy, and we'll stay in touch regarding the whole. Thank you regarding the Salisbury thing. I'll be on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick a date. Let me know, mate. All right, man. See you later. Thank you. Yeah. And look at that. They've all gone. They're all having a laugh over there. And this is what happens. They'll pat each other on the back. And they'll all be very ha-ha, he-he, hoo-hoo. They didn't have much to say, and off they go, thinking they know it all. And I just asked him, how many people did you know died of COVID? 4. Were they fit and healthy? No answer. Because they were not fit and healthy. They would have had underlying health issues. Nobody who was fit died of COVID, ever. That I know of. Please prove me wrong. Someone show me an athlete, top fit, 19 or whatever, who died of COVID. Please, I'd like to know. And then I'll show you people of 19 who died after they got a jab. How about that? And that's what these people don't understand. They come here to argue. I knew that right from the start when I saw that. I have got a little bit streetwise to who's here for a row and who's here to inform themselves. I really have, and I can smell them a mile away. Mike?
Just backing up a bit.
Are you? I thought you were off getting us a lovely English breakfast with some hash browns, you know,
tomorrow.
A pot of tea.
Tomorrow morning.
Hey, I'd love to.
Standing in the park.
Where are you tomorrow? Here?
Just down the other side.
I will set my
Down near the
alarm
pier.
and I will come down tomorrow. I promise you, I will come down tomorrow, Sunday.
From 10 o'clock until about lunchtime, till about 12.
I would love to.
And then some of the lads go up for a drink in the moon.
Because I always end up, moon. Isn't that an appropriate name, a moon?
Yeah, that's right.
But up to now, I've never set my alarm on time. I've always got there a bit late, 11:30. I always come down there, sort of
right.
in my PJs.
Well, we'll still be there at 11:30. We tend to pack up about.
I'll try and come down
12,
for early.
Past 12, something like that.
Okay. Well, listen.
And we have some of these up and all.
Right. Well, I'll say goodbye to you both then on this live stream. Mike, thank you very much.
Sven.
I'll speak to you, I'm sure, in a bit. Oh, don't worry, I can handle a bit of tape. And we'll talk soon, Mike.
Yeah, we'll always
tomorrow.
stand in the park.
See you tomorrow.
Near the pier, just to come into the gardens.
Okie dokie. And I wanted a little chat about the whole coach thing as well tomorrow.
About the what?
The coach thing.
All right.
An update sort of thing. What's going on there?
We're
waiting to see. We're waiting for a reply from the Metropolitan Police.
3 months, they said, didn't they?
Yeah. It should
when
be,
was it 3 months ago?
Around about the end of September.
Okay. That's the bit I wanted to know.
Or anyway.
Well, that's the key day, is it?
Yeah.
Right. I'll be there in a second, Paul. I'm wrapping up now.
So the Met Police have got to
I
answer.
actually cycled down.
You've got to go.
I've cycled down.
Right, which means?
Well, I've got to cycle back.
Where to?
Back to my house.
Oh, I thought to Bucks. Right, you cycled all the way from Buckinghamshire. Blimey, Paul, you do impress me. I mean, you're a man of many talents, my friend. I should call you, I don't know, Paul Armstrong, was it? He did seven Tour de France's and then found out he was on drugs. But let him win them, let him win all 7. Knew what he was up to. Yeah, let him win the 7. And then when he got to 7, they ripped him. And where did he go? Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah. Harpo.
Well, it says it all, doesn't it?
Yep, says it all. Look that up. Anybody who doesn't know about Harpo, which is an anagram for Oprah, and that's who she works for. But anyway, I digress. We have those sorts of little tidbits. We have loads of them. Have you got to go back? Or can we go do something?
Well, we can, yeah.
Yeah? Because I'm going to go in a minute. I'd love to have a little catch up with you, mate. You're my favourite. You heard it here, right? Because I want to just round it off and then I'll come to it. Hiya. You said you made that comment a minute ago, didn't you? About what's your views on all this? Just generally,
Well,
can I film you? Can I put you on camera? I've got a live stream going, so there's.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that all right? Okay, thank you.
Well, as far I'm not a scientist, but I do know that it was an experimental vaccine.
Right.
And it hadn't had the necessary tests in order to make it safe.
Right.
And we know that there have been more deaths from this vaccine than there has been from all the vaccines that we've ever had put together.
Right.
And, you know, even a fraction of the ill effects should have stopped the vaccines. But instead, it's been allowed to continue
And pushed.
and pushed and pushed and pushed. And the injuries that have been suffered as a result have not been looked into. People have been left, you know, often incredibly seriously injured,
So-
and nobody to help them.
Right. So is it fair for me to draw the conclusion, let's say, speculatively speaking, perhaps, metaphorically speaking even, so I don't get into trouble, or hypothetically speaking, that they're not there for our benefit, the ones doing this? Could we say that? Is that fair to say, that the people who are like rolling it out are not there for our benefit? This is actually a thing that's against us rather than for it. It's not for our health, is it? What would you say to that?
I think the fact that the pharmaceutical companies have indemnity.
Right.
The moment I heard that,
Right.
then I knew for sure
Straight away. Yeah.
that this is not something that you can trust.
And you have to imagine they even announced that indemnity to the populace, and everybody's fine with it, and goes off and walks off the edge of that cliff. I mean, do people not pay attention to what gets said? It is incredible. I said before, it's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy, and of course, so much fear was pushed at people.
Yeah.
You know, it's so descriptively called fear porn, and that is really what it is.
Well, fear doesn't work on the dead, which is why I know it's not a depopulation program, because you need the living for the fear to work. However, they have definitely factored in collateral, just like a pub factors in spillage when they purchase their alcohol and sell it. You might drop the odd crate. Well, you're going to drop the odd millions of people. They can do that because they know exactly what they need for their future plans. And while they're doing that, they're taking cash out of society, and everything's going digital. So if we add all that together and then watch them do this in our skies, they're all chemtrails, by the way, they're not clouds, then you have to wonder, where are we?
Well, the very fact that they're not helping the people who've been injured by the vaccination, but there's no help for them.
There's no help.
And although they were told to trust it and to do it, that speaks volumes to me, that it's not healthcare.
No.
That it's certainly not care, and it's certainly not health.
And it speaks volumes to me that all our entertainers and all that are all on the payroll to say exactly what they're told by the same people who own all this, who rolled it all out. Because remember Paul McCartney sitting in front of the camera saying, get jabbed, and all that?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Take care. See you later. See you later. See you at the next one. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye. See you next time, all right? See you tomorrow. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. See ya. Thank you very much. Thanks for talking. See you later. Paul, just wrapping up, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Just wrapping up, so I'd like to say...
Pleasure. How do I find you on YouTube?
SvenP, capital S, capital P. All together. Pillar, yeah.
I've seen your voice before, and your face and your name.
Right,
so
okay.
I will look you up.
Right, the avatar is an old world avatar. It's got 3 domes with spires on it. It's a picture that I took in Leeds when we were on a tour last year around England and Wales. We did a tour talking about this and all the other stuff, asking people, where are you at? You know, the first person we ever spoke to, he'd lost his twin brother 2 weeks previously. And he was like in his early 30s, I think, or late 20s, something like that. So it was like, that was last year. You know? But yeah, Sven, and then capital P, and then it's not the one with the Viking hat or whatever. They've got like 300,000 subs. I haven't got that many. I'm not even on 600 and they're still blocking me.
Well, you've got 601 in it.
Check it out. Well, I'll have 555 if you subscribe, mate. The 3 5s is better than the 3 6s, isn't it? Listen, mate, what was your name again?
It's Paul.
Paul White. Paul, listen, pleasure. And please leave a comment, and I'll try and, I don't know, how can we connect? Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Could we like DM each other? Shall I look for you? Paul?
You can't add me, but I can probably add you, because I've anyone who isn't a friend or in my, it's a bit complicated, but I'll find you.
Well, my name is SvenP. My face is me thingy, so great. We'll talk soon, hopefully one.
Take care.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you, mate. And that's the sort of, bit of networking. And then you have people being lazy, hiding behind flower beds and all sorts. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like there's no tomorrow, feet up, chilling out, you know, no issues, no cares in the world. How you feel? Tell me more, please. How are you feeling after today? Okay, Bev, well, you don't have to do an interview. Bev, the end of it?
I've got to be careful because work can get funny if I...
Okay, but generally speaking, are you happy with the turnout?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that's the sort of question I'm asking. Yeah.
Is that facing you then? We've had brilliant response, I'd say. Absolutely brilliant.
Good.
Young and old.
Yeah. Couple of spicy moments. Chris is there. Hey. Are you all right with the camera on you? Yeah, I'm just going to swing this round. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. They're just holidaying all day long. They're doing nothing.
Lovely.
Right, so Chris, mate,
Nice
haven't
to see
seen
you
you
again.
for
It's been a while.
ages, mate. Looking well yourself,
Thank you.
mate.
Yes.
I remember you
Still
walk.
alive, unjabbed.
Mate, I remember you walking past. This is how I met Chris. Walking past me down the road where I just live now, Old Christchurch Road, and he had a sign in a hand, "Say no to the prick," and that face of Bill Gates. That was the time. But awesome,
Good fun
awesome.
in London with that sign. Yeah.
Oh, I bet. How are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah?
Still keeping the shop open.
Oh, mate, you were one of the ones that stood your ground.
Absolutely.
And your sister.
It took 2 years to finally win my court case.
Did you ever have to pay any fines to close?
I got fined thousands.
Right.
Never paid any of them.
Wow.
2 years in court, and then I eventually won under human rights grounds. The
See.
right to work, the right to life,
Wow.
the right to enjoy my possessions.
Unbelievable. And that doesn't get mentioned, funny enough, in any news outlet, does it?
No apology, unfortunately, from the
And no apology. And I didn't even know it happened. Just like no one knew about the coach being hijacked on the way to London. Is that? I'm just sort of adding two and two together, Chris. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's something to the fact that they're hiding stuff from us.
Yeah, how many coincidences? before
How many
this?
coincidences?
Yeah.
But your shop's still up and running, and you're healthy, and you've got through it all. I've got through it.
Absolutely.
Ready for the next one? The next batch that's
It
going to
looks
hit
like
us?
It's happening again this winter. In
And
the
the-
news today, it's that COVID making a comeback.
But why can't people just understand it from this time round and just go, this time we are not participating, we're going to not comply because it got us all in the shit last time when we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why we're doing this. We're trying to wake people up and go, look at this.
Doing a good job.
This is real life stuff.
It's the other side of the story, isn't it? It's not been told.
Yeah, I keep getting, not everybody, but there are people still saying, yeah, but COVID was real. I know someone who died. And I said, but I guarantee they had underlying health issues. I'm paraphrasing now, but they're not getting it.
People have always died of flu. Yeah.
And and people are always in denial for some reason or other.
That's it.
You know. But God blimey, but it's been good today. I did get triggered once or twice, unfortunately. I'm going to have to work on that. Bev, can you think of a good tea that calms me down or something? Tea or something that calms me down before I do one of these. Chamomile. Does it prevent you from having a go at people and getting triggered? Oh, what, a CBD CBD tea. Well, can you any suggestions? Yeah. So we had.
Tea bag thing.
like jelly. Well, I'll get back to you on that. Honestly, I will, because I might need something. Because I did get triggered at the beginning. There were one or two people asking some stupid questions. One of them stood right. Then we had the trans people here having a go at us because we had a pamphlet there, basically warning about your children being wrongly educated at a young age about.
Very concerning.
Right?
Yeah.
One of them saw it, got all funny. You're homophobic. You're this. What are you on about? What are you on about? How do you know that? How can you suggest a group of people are homophobic without you even got to know
us?
They don't even know us. I might be married to a fella.
I'm gay myself, so
Right,
how can
well,
I be homophobic?
How can you be homophobic, right? And I bloody hell, it's the last thing I think of until it gets mentioned.
I've had it myself, being accused of being...
Yeah, just mental.
Yeah.
And so you ask yourself, well, why are you throwing arguments at me? You clearly, there's
They're
no...
confused. They're very confused, you know, and it's
Aren't
not
they?
surprising when everything they've been told on the news and whatever else. All the biology that I was taught at school, I want my time back. They told me me lies about
Right,
biology.
right. They told me lies about history. They told me about Henry VIII. I know they couldn't have built Hampton Court because I look at old world buildings and they can't have been built by us unless you had, you know what I mean? It's like all that stuff, and you think they've lied about literally everything, mate.
It's all slowly
Moon
coming out, though,
landings.
thanks to your good work and everything.
Well, and you standing, I'm telling you, you're a legend, mate, and I mean that in my sense of the word, because
I'm only doing what I.
to stand your ground like that, because I saw everybody closing their shops left, right, and centre, pooing their pants, not knowing what to do. I get it. It's fear.
Oh, well, I mean,
I
completely get the fear. You know,
I get the
police,
fear.
Like COVID marshals, like trading standards, like environmental health.
I remember that lady from the council stood there, Asian looking, right, and she was like, yes, well, we've had a chat sort of thing, and we've decided that is worthy of staying open, but that isn't kind of thing, right? What would be... Well, I tell you what, spiritual shops, I would say, are quite important.
Absolutely, yeah, incense has
Right.
been burnt for thousands of years.
Right.
Cultures. Yeah.
But, you know, but is a pub important? No.
I was selling soaps, candles.
It's going in your shop is calming, just that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, offering somebody that environment. I was offered a cup of tea when I used to go to you guys over in Poole.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
You
We kind of opened as a community centre because a lot of the members of the community
Perfect,
actually
mate.
needed mental health support.
Perfect. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get something going where people can meet regularly, not just at a vigil like this, but meet in a place. Whether we have lockdowns or not, we can bloody meet there. You heard it all here on a live stream, but that's what we need to do.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about that because we've got to.
Yeah.
Because girls like this, boys like this, young people, they need to be informed of what they face when they get older.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Because they don't know now.
Yeah,
They
the
laugh.
future,
They laugh and joke because they don't know.
They don't know what's in store.
They've got no idea, and it's sad to see.
Not many people have studied true history books.
Well, and realise their lies, and not many people add two and two together and realise that churches weren't made to be churches, which means they weren't houses of worship, which means, maybe Jesus and all that stuff. We need to make. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you question everything.
To relook at everything.
Everything. People have got enough time sometimes, haven't they? We've got bad enough weather for everyone to stay at home normally, haven't we? So, are you going to be still hanging around after this in a minute? Or
when we're
packed up?
Yeah.
Love to have a little catch up, maybe a coffee or something.
That'd be great.
Lovely, we'll do that.
Yeah, all the best.
One of the, well, you know each other.
Yeah.
You know each other.
Many years.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. We had a good turnout today, mate.
A bit of trouble.
Oh, were you? Where was that? Oh, outside the shop.
Yeah, we got raided. The police all cornered all my customers.
Why would you know what I mean? It was so heavy-handed. Like what they did in the coach, same thing. What they did with you. I mean, it was heavy-handed to scare people. Yeah. It was intimidation. Like when they came on our demos and they'd be behind us, you know where the monument is, and you'd stand on the top, and behind you, they'd all be queued up behind you with cameras and miserable faces, and you're thinking, all right, what's going to happen now? Intimidation. Disgusting.
Yeah.
And then you look at this, right? I mean,
this is the thing though. We're being bombarded, you know, and it's not only the vaccine thing. We've now got the, climate lockdown. You know, the ULEZ thing.
well, this is the
so many big fights.
Then you've got terror that's got to be revamped and resuscitated, right? So you're going to have global warming.
Yeah.
The lie is already in the title. I'm just saying it as it is.
Yeah.
Right? Sorry, love. You know, so you got
Another big scam.
So you got so you got the environment nonsense.
Yeah.
Since records began, well, they began in 1940. So they're acting like records started 800 million years ago.
But it's just that time in history now where we're just literally getting
bombarded with
it all.
people don't know what to think anymore.
They're confused.
Totally.
They're confused. They don't know what's going on.
No, they don't know what to think anymore. You right? Any? Does it raise any sort of interest for you? What you're seeing here, the sort of bits that you're seeing, bits and bobs.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah. You understand? That's good.
You know the government lies to you. Yeah.
I don't think necessarily lie to you.
Oh, don't they? Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go over here because the government don't necessarily lie; they just lie unnecessarily. I'll see you in a bit, Chris. All right, mate. Yeah, good to see you, mate. I have to go because my trigger response is really bad. I can't stand people laugh in your face and say such nonsense. Well, I don't think they necessarily lie to you. Well, what does that mean?
They just don't understand the consequences.
No, they don't get it.
That's all.
Yeah, and they'll go off and vote thinking that's real as well.
Yeah.
I studied politics. I know voting is nonsense. Total
Your
nonsense.
vote don't count because they
Your
count the
vote doesn't
and no matter
matter.
who you vote for, the government wins.
And they give you a bloody pencil for a kick-off.
Yeah.
I remember going in there when the last time I ever partook in a vote was the referendum thing about Brexit a few years ago, right? And I was being a bit of an idiot in there, sort of, but as usual, I went in with a pen. You can't use a pen. I said, but I want to use my biro. No, we provide pencils. I said, are you getting it? Are you getting it? Pencils, pen? You can rub a bloody pencil out. What are you talking about? I want to do it with a pen. I wasn't having any of it. I had to use my pencil. So, little things that people don't notice.
The tide is turning.
Tide is turning. We're starting to notice now. You know, the lady said over there she doesn't necessarily think the government lies, or that they don't necessarily lie. That was my response too. Yeah, I had a little laugh at that one. So I just suggested that maybe they unnecessarily lie. How about that one? Right? I think that's probably the way to put it, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to one round and then I'm finished. Hey, you're right. Nice to meet you.
Sven.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Nice
Right.
to meet you, Sven.
Nice to meet you too. Are you on board with any of this? Are you sort of agreeing with it? Yeah, you are.
Really.
Good. Saves me being
Been
triggered.
living with me for years. So.
Have you been living with this guy for years? This guy's a legend. You know that, don't you? Did you know that? Yeah. Say no to the prick. I'll never forget it. Legendary, mate. Legendary. And your shop thing was anyway. It was great. I used to love that. I used to think, I hope they hold out. I used to be sitting home thinking, hold out, please don't wilt.
We did. It's a shame no one else followed in our footsteps, though. You know, they all regret it now. But all the independent shops I speak to now, they all say, "Oh, I wish I had the balls to do what you do."
Yeah, but they weren't even saying that back then.
Make
They were
sure you do it
vilifying
next
you.
time. Yeah.
They weren't just not opening their shop. They were also part of the
The
problem.
funniest one was probably a customer that came into the shop, accused me of being dangerous and I'm a murderer and killing people.
Oh, yeah.
And they said that my shop needs to be burnt down. I said, and I'm the dangerous one. I said, there's children that live upstairs.
Right.
This is how much they've lost their minds.
Yeah. They got so drastic with us with certain comments, and you're thinking, it shows you how dependent they are on media as well. That's the thing, isn't it? Because where are they? None of them are medical experts. So when they're going to their doctors and saying, "Yeah, I'll have the jab," what are they basing that all
Dr.
on?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, where are you getting your information from to tell you it's all right to do that? Or not? Dolly Parton, sorry, I forgot. Oh, and Dave Grohl saying, "Don't come to our gigs."
Tony Blair made a comeback and told everyone.
Yes, he did. Well, he goes around telling everybody what to say, doesn't he? But yeah, things like Foo Fighters, you can't watch our gig unless you jab. What? What are you on about? You are clearly working for them by saying that. Well, we know they are anyway.
You can't travel unless you jab.
But people suddenly wanted to travel.
Yeah.
That's how mad that went. How it flipped the psychosis, the mass psychosis it was.
They weren't getting the medical treatment for health reasons. They were getting it to travel.
Absolutely.
Not the reason to have a medical experiment.
No excuses.
Mental.
No
And then you went, I said this about an hour ago. Then you sit on a bus at the bus stop. You got a big sign saying, "Act like you got it."
Yes, I know.
What? What does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Do I cough in people's faces, or do I? What do I do?
And you could pass it on.
Act like you've got it. Well, how is someone who's got it? Because I've never experienced anyone who's got it. Because you can't get it.
That's it.
You can get something that was around, but it certainly wasn't COVID-19. Absolute nonsense.
I mean, in all seriousness, I know we're laughing and
Sure.
everything, in all seriousness, but a lot of people out there who have been really badly affected by the side effects of the vaccine, you know, and that's not being talked about.
It's not being talked about, and they'll add things like long COVID into the equation, right? And they'll give you the other reasons for why people are now suddenly falling like flies, and it's just despicable, mate. It really is.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, but I don't know.
Keep fighting.
Yeah, we've got to keep doing it. You know what I mean? And I think it's slowly getting through to people. You know, they're realising now a little bit, but.
Well, there have been people I've been speaking to for over 10 years, and they're now finally getting it. Well, they're starting the journey to...
But let's hope they keep that resolve for when they start doing another thing, and I hope they understand the bigger picture, not just the jab thing.
Yeah.
There's a bigger picture to this. There's an agenda going down.
A seed has been planted.
Yeah,
with a
that's
lot
the
of them
point.
now, and
Yeah,
it's going to grow.
I agree with you.
They are going to question more, I think. Now.
Absolute. I hope so.
Okay.
There's loads up there, mate. If you want to have a look. Loads of deaths after vaccine up there. You can have a look.
Digital currency. How do we?
Listen, I'm here all week. I'm here all week. Let's meet.
Are you in a rush?
I've got some. Give it 20 minutes.
It's only Kinston, mate. It's Bournemouth. You're not living in London. I can walk there in 20 minutes. What are you on about? Right, I'm finishing now, Paul. Let's go for a coke. Right, my friend's going to leave me if I don't finish now, and I don't want that because I never see him, and I'm going to get all upset. And then Bev's going to have to cover me again for the third time.
So we can meet up Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'm a busy man all week. Right, I'm going to rough up. I'm going to round up. Chris, I'm going to say thank you.
All the best.
I'm going to round off now.
Pleasure.
Paul, thank you. We were talking a second. Look, there's the handshake. No funniness. Look, the thumbs are where they should be.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to go around here. Hi, mate. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to wrap up now. We've just done over 3 minutes. Remember, this was never about health. Remember that. Remember you could self-exempt on masks, right? Remember you never had to get injected, ever. No matter what anyone says, you never had to do it. And you never have to. You just heard what Chris said. 2 years of fighting, he won his case. Right? He had a store. He owns one of the Happy Buddhas here. Him and his sister in Poole and in Bournemouth. They stayed open when everyone else shut down their shops thinking the police were going to come and do this, that and the other. And after 2 years, they won their case. Right? If you stand your ground, have a bit of tenacity and stamina, you will get through this. You do not have to comply. Ever. By not complying, you're helping a change being instigated in people's minds and through that in people's souls. When they feel they can stand up against something with conviction, then we know we can do something with this. But it's getting people to understand what's happened and getting people to really, really, really think about this. This is not the end of all of this. This is just the beginning. So, let's stay vigilant. Let's stay in touch with those who know. Let's keep these sorts of things going that we have here, because these are vital. This is the only thing people have got to go to, apart from what Bev mentioned earlier, to actually talk about this sort of stuff. Because who the hell are you going to go to? The very people who administered it to you? I don't think so. It's all lies, the lot of it. So, here we are. That was a very eventful second vigil here in Bournemouth Gardens. The recording was a little bit up and down. There were a few rows in between there, and my camera footage went all a bit wonky at times because I was trying to multitask, holding a coffee, this, that and the other, and dropping things. But no, I'm fine. You know, it's been quite a busy, hectic day. But at the end of the day, this is worth it. I feel it in my heart, it's worth it. I feel it in my heart that I have to do something about this. This is not a question of choice. I have to do this. There's no choice in the matter. I'm not putting myself out to be a hero. I'm not. You know, absolutely not. You know, if this would have happened 5 years earlier, I probably would have gone ahead with the jab. But now, nah, I get it now. So, all of you watching this, either live now or those who watch it later, please remember one thing that's so important. We are all, everybody in this realm, in this together. This affects each and every one of us, either those with the illnesses or those watching them fall by the wayside and having to pick up the pieces. Either way, this affects everyone. And do not ever believe the media. And certainly, and this is a message for those in the so-called truth community, don't be cherry-picking headlines from the newspapers just because they fit. You know, they are liars, all of them. It's all done to control us. Anyway, on that very dystopian note, but unfortunately it's reality, I will bid you all farewell. And I will most certainly put a video out to recap on all of this, probably tomorrow afternoon at some point, maybe late, maybe early evening. There'll be a little bit of digesting to do and all that sort of stuff, and I'm going to be hooking up with a couple of people in a minute anyway to do a bit of catching up, because I don't get to see these people often enough, not way often enough at all. For my mental health, I need to be around people like this all the time, because I can't, I'll be honest with you, and I'm being totally honest here. You know, society as it is right now ain't good, and it's no good for me, mate. Not like this. not like this. So I need to be very selective in who I have in my life so that I can get through it relatively comfortable. Because at the moment, all I'm not feeling in myself is constant anxiety, constant agitation, constant irritation, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I'm noticing it with other people as well. And I have to make sure that stops, you know. So, you know, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are is about right. Okay. So thank you very much all of you who have tuned in live, and thank you very much to all of you who are going to be watching this later. I will leave, once this goes up on my channel, I will pin my email address, so anybody wants to get in touch with me, they can. I will also pin my phone number, so if anybody wants to call me, they can. I have no issue with that, but if you're going to call me, don't suppress your number, keep it up so I can see there's a number on it on the screen, otherwise I will not answer my phone. Right? But I don't mind. I'm also on Instagram under SvenP, one word, Sven, and then Pillay, my surname, Pillet, E-T, right? I'm also on Facebook, SvenP, and all that. We need to network as much as possible. We need to get these heads together and these souls together who know and who need each other to get through it, because this is not the end, it's just the beginning. Okay, thank you to you all, and I will see you all soon. Some of yous, I hope, much sooner. On that note, from a beautiful day in Bournemouth, I will leave you with a few pictures and say ta-ta for now, and blessings to you all. Thank you.
Oh.